Southside Steve sat down with Tim Meadows in the upcoming movie Grown Ups with Adam Sandler, and I hear it went poorly. Let's listen.
And I've met him before. Hey, Tim, how's it going, man?
Great. How's it going?
It's the Southside Steve. You probably remember me. We met once.
When did you become the Southside Steve?
Sometimes with these introductions.
How long ago was it that he met you once that you expect that you've been branded into his mind?
90s when he was up on a billboard.
When he was on the show a couple of years ago, or was it a year ago?
About a year ago.
Was he on the show a year ago?
Was he here?
You can go to
he was in
Southside
the
Steve
studio.
TV and see the
Okay, if I don't remember that, I'm sure he doesn't.
Right.
Hey,
Yeah.
Tim, how's it going, man?
Great. How's it going?
It's the Southside Steve. You probably remember me. We met once.
Doing a TBS tour or whatever it was.
Yeah, no, you were here in Atlanta, and we were talking to you about the Bill Engvall show when you were doing that. See, you
got
just
a catchphrase, don't you? Get her done or something?
He did remember. Good morning to you. Wake up! To the regular guy. Time to wake up. To the regular guy. Stand up. If you're a regular guy. Oh, it's a regular guy.
You have one of the softest taints in America.
It's crazy. He's out of control.
That's why I want him.
Larry, Southside Steve, and Big Fat Jim. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, come on.
Time to wake up. To the regular guy. Time to wake up. To the regular guy. Stand up. If you're a regular guy. It's a regular guy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Larry, Eric, Southside Steve, and Tim, the regular guy.
Is astronomical.
Skleeny weeny, monokini, from the land of Scalini.
Is astronomical.
With the little peeny
And off we go to another Hello Big Cock. That crows a lot, too much, I think. I want to wring its neck. Tired of it. Welcome back to the Regular Guy Show for the Wednesday that feels like a Tuesday here in Radio Land, because we had that fabulous 4th of July spectacular. By the way, I dug up footage from my claim to being the funniest man in St. Martin. You'll hear me drunken karaoke. This is 5 vodka karaoke. But listen to the crowd reaction. It's very telling. There's a dearth of entertainment. And why not be the king? Why not be the king of something in
Big
this day and
fish,
age?
small pond. It's still a big fish.
Amen, brother.
Still
Opening
gets,
in Loganville.
still gets the best seat in the restaurant.
Yes. Imagine if you're the best, top comic in a country, no matter how small. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Greece, they can't pay you, but they'll give you an island.
Greece is too big. I'm sure there are funnier people than me in Greece. Maybe
No,
not.
I doubt it. They're hairy.
They do have that advantage. I'm Larry Wax, and here, ladies and gentlemen, is my jingle.
Larry Wax.
Southside Steve Rickman is here.
Yeah, come on.
And he has gotten all the writing off of his back from
Yes.
his spectacular 4th of July weekend. All the writing. Did you find out who wrote on you?
No, I don't know. There's a picture circulating where I see a chick with black hair.
I got those pictures. I'm about to send them to Deborah.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the chick who was with the UGA athletic director.
I know who that
She's up to no good.
I actually know a guy who knows a guy that was engaged to her.
I'm
Really?
sure her
Yeah, I got some
panties.
scoop. I got a lot of scoop.
Yeah, I want to hear about this.
Yeah.
I'm curious. The media has no curiosity about who this little chippy is.
She's no prostitute. This girl's just a regular girl hanging out that had an attraction to this dude.
Really?
Yeah, there's
Oh, I
no
thought she
money
was some-
involved.
Okay. So she wasn't a little hooker.
No,
A gold digger, perhaps, but not a hooker.
maybe that.
Boy, I want to hear more about this later in the
Yeah.
show. This is interesting. Thank you. Southside Steve doing great journalism right there.
Yeah, there you have it.
Eric Von Hessler is here, the senator.
Nothing against Steve, but if panties are involved, he probably knows that.
That's his beat.
It's what I do. You bring in the hard news, I bring in the soft, touchy
you know,
news.
it works.
It's the thigh team.
Yeah, come on.
There's Campbell's Chunky Tim Andrews making his presence well known. Hello. We'll get to a Braves update in a little bit. Some good news there. But first, let's get to this. The scene was 4th of July weekend with George Stein. George Stein and I are embarking on an ambitious project to make, first of all, build the first synagogue in St. Martin, which is a small island in the Leeward Island chain in the Caribbean. Look it up on a map. It's there. It's big enough. It's got a French side. It's got a Dutch side. I also have discovered that I could quite possibly be the funniest man in St. Martin. And here's some evidence. This was at a birthday party we were invited to from a dentist friend of George's who we met on the beach. And there was karaoke. Maximo was our host. Maximo.
No, he's up there, I would imagine, as far as entertainers go.
It's right there in his name.
He's the tops.
Maximo was the party host until Wax took over. And here's what happened.
It's not loaded yet.
It's not loaded yet.
No.
That's good.
Oh, what a teaser. Damn it.
I know. Now I'm sick of it. I look like a fool here.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you during your whatnot there.
Yeah, thank you.
I do like the way you slowly point like, and hit it.
Nobody's there. When can we expect to get that loaded in?
When Seabass checks his email.
Oh, Seabit, where the hell is he? It's the show. What?
First time hearing of it.
All right. Okay. This has got to change. I mean, when are people going to take their jobs seriously around here? Oh, my God. What if our schools taught our children, Eric, that, wait a minute, you get money before you achieve? The money will launch you into achievement? Is that what we're supposed to believe these days?
I think the
It's
idea
unbelievable.
of Seabass and money, I don't even put that together. But, yes, he should be on it.
You should be on it. You should be on it.
You need to earn that $12,500 a year.
Yes.
Seabass is taking it for granted.
He is.
There are others out there who will take that pay.
I understand that people think this is a pervasive idea. That, no, pay me a lot first, and then I will perform for you. You ever hear that, Southside Steve, when you're hiring people at Southside Steve's Bar and Grill?
Mm-hmm. I hear that a lot. I've got a girl right now that has resigned for the second time because she should have a certain section because of her abilities. And
She
I'm like,
resigned.
How do you resign from being a waitress?
She did it by text message to one of my managers. I'm like,
She tendered her resignation.
Tendered.
Tendered it. I am giving you notice that I'm not happy for the second time in a month. Okay.
She feels entitled to a certain lucrative section of your...
I am ready to bartend. I should be a bartender. I should have a certain section because my mommy says so.
Oh, her mommy, of course.
Oh, her mom's talked to my managers. I'm like,
my
look, you're a
Jesus.
cool girl. If you just chill, we'd be fine.
Yeah, get your mom out of there. That's a deal killer.
And I gave her an example. I said, could you see me back in the airlines and my mother coming in and going, I am not happy. Steve should be running Area 2. I don't know why you've got him in Area 3. He's better than that.
Right.
I just tried to make her realize how stupid it was. But
What a mentality.
this is the youth of today scares the hell out
I'm
of
going
me.
to tell my mom on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
Sick and sad.
She's got a Facebook and she'll tell everybody you're horrible.
And then somebody, my mustaches that I had, my assortment of mustaches.
Don't tell me they were
For
stolen.
regularguys.com video chat channel and CW69. Mm-hmm. Yes, Eric, they were stolen. Somebody just felt, because they were sitting out here, I was going to go to the Container Store in Buckhead, where I buy all my bins, and buy a fresh bin
They're the best.
to keep all my TV stuff. Because, I have wigs, I have hats, I have glasses. I like to mix it up, keep it fun for the listener and the viewer. Keep it fun. I know I look ridiculous. You don't have to overstate the obvious. It's just fun to look at. If you're going to be on TV, be on TV. Do it up.
You're being a performer.
You're right. I don't know what looks good. I just put on what I think looks funny. Yes, Tim.
Is there any dirty words in your St. Martin video?
I don't think so,
Because
no.
Deborah has it up on that computer. We can play it off of YouTube if you'd like.
I don't think there's any dirty words, but we have a dump button, and as soon as we hear one dirty word and dump it, then we'll just curtail it until we can edit it down to a censorable level.
It is ready then.
But for closure of your mustaches and what's going on around here, unless you
Somebody
purchased
just took them.
it ain't yours. Unless you bought it, it's not yours.
do you
Somebody
mean?
just took it. In other words, they see it. If I'm coming in the studio, I'm like, well, I didn't buy those mustaches. I didn't buy them. So therefore, in my mind, I'm like, those aren't mine. Therefore, I will not take them. This bottle of water is mine. I will take it. I just don't know where people think they can grab things
Right.
they didn't buy.
Yeah, or they just have no connection to previous to seeing them.
Axel needs a Merkin, and he's too embarrassed to order one online.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll.
You're doing the Lord's work.
There you go.
But I mean, come on, really? I'm just because they're out there. What is this? Ciders keepers?
Pretty much.
What kind of law is that? There's no law on earth that is based on that, except in like dictatorships. Oh my
Eric,
God.
you thought it was like the Old West yesterday, right? It's kind of like the rules.
Did Eric steal them?
No, Eric didn't take them, but he understands that's the way some people around here. It's like the West.
Well, I've been in radio since the late '80s, and if you don't nail it down, I assume someone's going to take it.
Doesn't make it right.
No, it's not right at all.
I was trying to nail it down. I was going to go to the Container Store, buy a bin. Before I could get to the bin, the mustaches were stolen. I'd like my mustaches back. I don't care who took them. I have no punishment in mind other than, you're a douchebag.
This is like when the teacher says, I'm going to turn around. Somebody return
just
these
give 'em
mustaches.
back. I don't care to drive a prosecution. I
just want your mustaches back.
God, that really sucks.
Maybe Mark took him with his new wife-to-be, and they're playing dress-up.
I mean, it could be. He's going to get an earful from you when he comes back.
I just can't believe the dude. I mean, you're thinking about asking somebody to marry you, and certain people know, but he wouldn't tell me. Yet he sends me text messages about the most random things.
Oh, you're upset that you were left out of the loop.
I would have talked him out of it.
And he knows that.
I'd have been like, hold on.
That's
dude.
why he didn't bring it to you.
I'm like, you're wanting more gigs. You're wanting to do some stuff. You can't be tied down. No ball and chain.
Well, if he's going to get married, then he might as well hire the best in entertainment for his wedding. That's right. I'm talking about the Fast Larry Wax International Drunk Karaoke Disco Experience. And here's the audio finally. That's not me. It's my partner. That's the Dennis wife.
Did you think I'd lay down and die? I will survive. I will survive. Oh, my children died. I never feel like I've got all my life to live. I've got all my life to live. I'll survive.
You know the song? What song is this?
I will survive.
That's right.
Go.
Crowd is going nuts, as you can hear. Look, I'm not saying I'm original. I'm not saying I'm not a hack. But you got to understand, they have nothing there in the way of this kind of live entertainment. They have no comedy clubs. There's no Mojos or Teehees.
Big hand, please. For the birthday girl.
Owning the crowd.
I don't even listen to them. I've got all 10 of them in my hand.
You owned them.
But people were coming by from other restaurants on the dock. And
Commenting?
I was told, George will be in here later. We have an Ask George Stein episode coming up. And he'll tell you that, yeah, seriously, other people come and say, this guy's really good. You miss it. He didn't get on camera when I did Eye of the Tiger. Southside Steve. Oh, you would have been a mess.
I'd had tears running down my face.
It was good. It was some of my best work. I just went over the top. Freddie Mercury emphatic. The Eye. I mixed Freddie Mercury with William Shatner. I was so good I can call him Bill Shatner. With the Eye of the Tiger. So I started singing, and I said, this is stupid. I can't hold a tune. I'm just going to speak sing it.
There you go. Act it out.
Holding back, right in the heat. I don't know the lyrics, but take the time, got the hunger. I would just do pawing motions at various people in the audience. Kids loved it. All right, there it is. There it is. More on that as events unfold. I predict by the end of 2012, I will be the top celebrity in St. Martin.
You have a good long-term plan. I like it.
Why not? It's there
Right.
for the taking.
When I fly into that airport, I want to see your picture framed. It's got
Big
to get
smile.
To that.
Yeah.
It's got to be at that status.
My goal is to get a building or an airport named after me.
Larry Wax welcomes you.
Yeah. And be like, hey.
I want to get an endorsement for Rum Jumbie. That's the local rum drink they sell there. The rum or guava berry rum. Yeah, that's their big product, number one export, rum, which they probably get from another country, and then put a label on it and ship it out. Yeah, that's my goal. All right, more on that. I don't know what the next step is, but I'm sure there are more steps.
Well, you got to keep going down there, and you got to meet some people. And
Yeah, I got to keep going down there is what it is.
the way it seems to be done, going back to the Ricky Ricardo thing, is back in the old. I think you have to half own the nightclub. That's what you do. Is you open a
Yeah.
nightclub.
Right.
You bring in talent, but you're always the person that's there every week.
Who on the other half? Fred and Ethel? Or are they
Yeah.
just like nosy jerks who live upstairs?
I think they're just nosy people who live upstairs.
All right.
I think Fred. Oh, I thought they own half the club.
But, maybe
Why
I'm
else?
wrong, but I never got that idea.
Why else would you be friends with the white people upstairs? It doesn't
To
make
be
any
accepted in America.
in 1950s America. Yeah, let's.
Hey, Rick, you got that little 17-year-old Cuban number? Send her upstairs.
That's what. That's when actually old white couples actually did live in walk-ups in New York. You don't see that anymore. Oh, that's gone. That's gone the way of the Golden Girls. Oh, God.
Only the poorest of the poor now. These were actually, middle-aged people who were happy with their station in life, living in a building.
All right, now on to a couple of other interesting things. Do we? Oh, we haven't done this, and I'm surprised. But go to regularguys.com. There's a poll up right now. Who is the creepiest person on the show? And we need to update this quarterly. So this is the first of many polls because things shift with the sands of time. We haven't done that. Can you believe that? I know we've done the biggest douchebag on the show. We do that every day. But the creepiest person on the show. What's funny?
I look at the results, which there are plenty right now. Guess who's in the lead?
Seabass.
Joe.
Nope.
Herman from Dunwoody.
Nope. Joe's not in the survey.
Me.
Nope.
I don't know who.
Southside Steve with 20 votes, 57%.
Southside Steve.
What the hell's creepy about me? You see it
know.
coming.
I'm going to have to
project
disagree.
exactly what I'm up to.
I'm going to have to disagree with these people, and I'll tell you what's happening here, Southside Steve.
Yeah.
There's a hardcore of listeners that I've ascertained from Seabass's data. And most of them hang in the video chat channel.
Right.
They waste no time in getting on top of any poll that comes out to tilt it against you.
Right.
This is their sole mission. Find a poll, find a way to tip it against Southside Steve, make him look bad.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's a poll about, global politics.
Doesn't matter.
They'll get on it, and they'll be the early adopters and try to make you look bad.
We should try
So
that.
they get their yayas.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
enjoy it.
Right.
As long as they're happy.
Yeah, but this is early yet. Wait till the true fans
There
kick
you
in.
go. Let
People
them
are-
wake up.
People are not on a jihad who can just like to enjoy the program as a whole, not a sum of parts.
And we'll answer the question in a rational way.
Yeah.
They'll stop and they'll think, who do I think is the creepiest person on that show? Good question. You know what? I'll go to work, do my thing, mull it over. About noontime, right before I go to lunch, I'll decide who's the creepiest person on the Regular Guys show.
Maybe
now,
you'll,
that's the informed listener. That's the informed
Yeah.
voter that you want to
Maybe
hear
you'll
from.
mull it over after over a delicious public sub.
Why wouldn't you? With mayonnaise and lettuce and provolone cheese.
Delicious. The way he describes it, too. I can taste the bread.
Well, the mayonnaise gets
Yeah.
inside that. Still not soggy.
Yeah.
Somewhere between hard and soggy.
Yeah.
You don't
Moist,
heat it,
I think, is the way you want it.
That's what I like that, too. Yeah. 621. But that, yeah. Okay.
I gotcha.
Good. All right. Regularguys.com for the latest poll. And we'll keep an eye on that, who the creepiest person on the show is. That's a tough choice if you look at it, because I think we're all some shade of creepy.
Look, we're all middle-aged men acting like teenagers. So
Right.
you start from a base right there that's not good.
Yeah. Very unsavory. The choices for you, the listener, various and unsavory. All right, we'll take a pause here. And when we return, we got a Braves update for you. We also got your calls here on the Early Bird Good Time Wake Up Call. We take your calls very seriously. because they mean a lot to us. 888-9-REGULAR. 888-9-REGULAR. 973-4852 is the number. And if you're the first caller of the show with your punditry, first worthwhile caller of the show, today you'll receive Thursday Thunder tickets for Atlanta Motor Speedway, plus passes to see the Rock 100.5 premiere of Inception, starring Leonardo DiCaprio. They're saying on RottenTomatoes.com that this is getting great reviews. They're like 100% on their tomato meter, tomato mama.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Right?
100%, yeah. So,
Which is kind of confusing because it could be seen as 100% Rotten Tomatoes, but I get the idea.
No, it's 100% on the tomato meter. I don't know how it works.
Which means no Rotten Tomato. I get it.
Right.
It's doing well.
Yeah.
It is confusing. It's doing well. That's what I meant to say. Leonardo DiCaprio, Leo, some people call him like me, is in the film. 888-9-REGULAR 9-REGULAR. And we'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the Regular Guys Show. Larry Wax, Southside Steve Rickman, Senator Von Hessler, and Campbell's Chunky Tim Andrews. We got a Braves update in just a moment. Let's take some calls here on the Early Bird Good Time Wake Up Call. 888-9-REGULAR 9-REGULAR. I always misspell regular. That's like one of my biggest typo words. I always have, it always comes out regluar, and then I got to go back and... Do you do that?
Not with that particular word.
What's your biggest typo word?
You got to give me... I do have words like that, and usually it's when vowels are somewhere about 2/3 of the way in. And just like that, you don't know, they get mixed up.
I bet Caesar is a big misspeller for you.
Caesar? Yeah, what is that?
I don't know how often you use it.
I use it constantly.
But regular, isn't that ironic that a word that is vital to my career, I can't spell properly?
Something Freudian in that, I'm sure.
Yeah, regluar. It's crazy. You ever type Southside Steve?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
I don't. Why the laughter over there?
Because I would assume
I'm
that...
laughing at the question, not you.
Oh, okay. I took typing in high school. One of the most useful things I ever did. I took 4/4 of it. I was to the point I could type about 85 words a minute.
That's the only worthwhile class in high school.
It really was. And now, to this day, I just don't look. I might make a mistake here and there, but I don't have to look at the screen, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, but what I'm driving at, and I think why Tim is laughing, is the question is kind of absurd, given that you can't really spell any word.
I can spell regular and Caesar, the two words that y'all are having trouble with.
Yeah.
How do you spell Caesar?
I think it's CEASAR.
No.
Oh, shoot. I guess I got trouble with that,
Close,
too, then. All right, I got regular down. REGULAR.
Well, yeah, I just gave you that one.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is this is Dan in Loganville, Petitong. Hello.
Petitong.
Hold on. This is Sam in Kennesaw. I'll get back to Dan.
Petitong regular guys.
Petitong Sam.
Hey, I heard y'all talking about the creepy poll this morning, and I was just calling to make sure y'all had Herman on there, because when he was talking to that girl that called in, it was one of the creepiest, most awkward conversations I've ever heard.
Yeah, do we have that available right away? We got to play that. That is good evidence. And by the way, the latest update, Southside Steve, you'll be happy to know on our regularguys.com who's the creepiest member of the Regular Guys poll. Seabass is now taking the lead. His rightful place in my view.
Feel better about it.
He is certainly number one in my book.
Seabass with 40, Southside Steve with 39% of the vote, Eric in third place with 13%, Herman from Dunwoody at 5%, Larry at 3%, that's me, and then Tim, that's you. Yeah. 0%.
How does that happen?
I think
They just don't know you.
because you're a big source of humor on the show.
And I've been eclipsed by creepiness. It's sad. Oh, well.
Yeah, you used to be. There was a time where you were far and away the creepiest person.
Hands
on the show.
down.
Your pants.
Sam, thank you so much.
Have a good day, guys.
I hope that clears it up for you. All right. Herman from Dunwoody. We have to play that clip because I don't think you should be beating Eric. That doesn't make sense.
Why? He's a middle-aged man, doesn't have a woman in his life. He's obese.
Yeah, why? Now that you put it that
And he
way.
hits on young ladies.
Yeah, but you have
but
young interns that you talk to.
To be creepy is you hit on girls that you shouldn't be hitting on.
Yeah.
That's true. You don't hit on
He hits on
anybody.
objects he shouldn't be hitting on.
Hits on ottomans.
That's creepy. Anyway, we'll revisit that poll. Let's go back to our friend Dan in Loganville. Petitong.
Hey, happy Wednesday, guys.
Oh, thanks, Dan. That's meaningful.
Well, I had a suggestion for maybe a future segment.
Oh, good. Dan has more creative content ideas. Good.
Right.
I pray for this to happen every day.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
you can't be closed-minded. You got to be open-minded. You got to hear all the ideas.
Am I being too mean to Dan right now, or do you share the sentiment with
Just give him a little more rope. He'll hang himself.
Larry, it don't matter. I love you.
Stop saying that.
You don't like to be loved, Larry?
I like, no, but not this.
Like Dan.
Like Dan in Loganville. He should be on the creepy poll. Since he's like,
We should have a poll of creepiest listeners.
yeah, creepiest listeners. Farmer Ted,
on it 'cause I hate all you now.
Shaky, Dan from Loganville. What good company you're in. You must be proud.
Yeah, that's nice.
What's your suggestion for the show?
Well, I was listening the other day to a Braves pregame show, and y'all's old friend Mark Lemke's on there, and he sounds just like you guys when you do the Finger Lakes chat.
Yeah, he's from Utica, New York, which is not
That's
in the
right.
Finger Lakes region, but it's upstate.
And he sounds upstate in 1945, which I love the best.
Say,
Yeah,
I am Mark Lemke.
just an idea. But I got one other
what's
thing.
the
this morning.
idea?
What's the idea?
You made an observation. That's not. You didn't flesh it out with some kind of idea.
Well, no, I just thought it would. Y'all could just talk together, and it'd sound good.
What? Have Mark Lemke as a guest on Finger Lakes Chat?
Right.
That's a valid idea, Dan, and we will consider that.
I got one other thing this morning.
What else?
I caught it this morning on y'all's the little clip you played with Steve, which I love Steve to death, but on the little interview that he did with Tim Meadows.
Yeah, at the top of the show. Yes.
Yeah, well, he asked Tim Meadows if he remembered him, and Tim Meadows said what he thought he remembered him from, and then Steve said, "Yeah, no." Did y'all catch that?
No.
I don't know
No.
what the hell you're talking
I
about.
know.
Dan,
Dan
go
is
back to
done.
bed.
Yeah, go back to bed, Dan. That's it.
Called a lot of things, but never a raconteur.
I shouldn't have let it. You know what? I should have. It's my fault. I should have left him on a high note.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? Valid argument.
Whenever he
Goodbye.
makes sense, end the call, because he's not going to do it twice.
It's not repeatable. He does not have a repeatable golf swing.
And then I like the way Steve uses the preposition of.
Did y'all catch that?
Did y'all catch it when he said of?
I have no idea, Dan. What are you doing?
I love it when you say of.
You haven't heard my that yet.
Stop being so complex and technical. God, just say what's on your mind. All right, there it is. Phone calls. And, we got to get to a Braves update. Let's take a break first. And then we'll get to that. After this.
I'm Judith, and this is Answer Under the Influence on the Regular Guy Show. Come on! Yes, absolutely. Oh, my God.
There's our designated drunk for today on Answering Under the Influence. That is Judith.
Judith. I found her at the about midnight, July 4th at Cocktail Cove. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
That place was packed full of a variety of carriers of things. I heard Crash Clark's back in town.
Oh no. Interesting. So tell me if I'm wrong. It sounded, from listening to her, sounded to me like she had the movements of Joe Cocker.
Yes, she was probably in her early 40s, short and squat. You'd see her on a boat on Lake Lanier, probably is her natural habitat. And some guy had found her that day out at the lake and brought her to Cocktail Cove for the after party, and he was rubbing all over her thigh. But he was a fan of the show, so he let me have her for a few minutes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
And our gain is her loss. So let's meet our contestants today on Answering Under the Influence. Today's prize, by the way, Scorpions tickets, row 3 at Verizon Wireless Amphitheater, and that's a week from today, July 14th. Our male contestant is from Woodstock. Please welcome Harrison.
Petitong, guys.
Petitong Harrison, how are you, sir?
Absolutely wonderful.
You ready to play some Answering Under the Influence?
I most certainly am.
All right, and here's our female contestant. She is from Cumming. Please welcome Stephanie.
Petitong.
Petitong, Stephanie, what do you do with your day?
Oh, right now I'm at the store getting donuts.
Ooh,
That sounds like
Herman-esque.
Oh, everything. Apple fritters. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah. It's comforting, isn't it? Those donuts are comforting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Especially in the morning.
You have some problems that you need comforting?
I got 2 young kids.
No, okay. Hey, donut away, baby. Donut those kids away.
Get those mini little chocolate ones, man. Those are awesome.
Oh.
They taste good with kids in summer.
Damn right.
All right, Stephanie and Harrison, Seabass will now tell you how we play our game.
Well, I asked the drunk Judith 5 questions. Stephanie and Harrison are going to guess whether she got the answers correct or incorrect, and the best of 5 is the winner.
All right, before we dive into the game, let's get some background information on Drunken Judith.
Young lady, we're enjoying the 4th of July, aren't we?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And where are we tonight?
We're at Cocktail Cove.
Speaking of cocktails, what cocktails have you been having tonight?
Oh, my God. So, beer?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And,
Well, that looks like some sort of orange thing you got in your cup there.
I can't remember. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Am I wrong? Is it black curly hair, double chin, tan body, 5'2"?
You are somewhat correct. She has dyed the black hair platinum blonde.
Is she the size or smaller than Danger Woman?
Oh, no, much smaller than Danger Woman. But, she's probably at the same frame. She
Same
hasn't packed
frame.
on as much.
Yeah, just not as progressed.
No.
All right, there it is. Judith, the designated drunk, and now Stephanie, since you're a young lady. We will allow you to go first. You have the first option on question number 1.
Okay.
Here we go.
Champagne comes only from what country? Of course, real champagne is only from France and the Champagne region of France.
that is correct. The rest is called sparkling wine.
Just fermented wine is the rest, yes.
All right, do you think that Drunken Judith, Stephanie, will get this right or wrong?
Right.
You think she knows about she sure can drink it. We know that. All right. Let's listen to her answer.
Champagne comes only from what country?
California.
Champagne Valley.
Chardonnay.
When a guy buys you some champagne, what does it tell you about the guy?
God. It depends on Chardonnay versus, it depends on the brand he buys.
Sure this isn't Roseanne?
Good call, Eric.
Chardonnay is a brand of champagne from California.
I asked her later about if a guy bought her Merlot champagne. She said, no, I hate that.
All right, Stephanie, you said she would get it right. She did not. And Harrison, you get the first point.
Wow.
Yeah, for doing nothing. All right, Stephanie, you still have the option because you're trailing. Here's question number 2.
Complete the following children's song lyric. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of blank. Pocket full of posy.
Posy or posies.
Posies is technically incorrect, but acceptable.
Okay.
This doesn't rhyme with Rosie.
Yeah, if a drunk puts an S on it, we'll let it slide.
I agree.
All right, so
Ring around the rosies.
Stephanie, what do you think?
Wrong.
She'll get it wrong.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Complete the following children's song lyric. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of blank.
Posy.
Oh, no.
Pocket full of Posy. It was it was like something that happened a long time ago. Oh my God, seriously.
She turned into a parrot right there.
Seriously, why are you asking me these questions?
Oh, Stephanie, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's you're 0 for 2. Harrison, you take a 2-0 lead, my friend.
Man, this chick is wasted.
All right. Stephanie, you will have the option again. Here's question 3. Come on.
Where would I find your uvula? Of course, your uvula is the dangly thing in the back of your throat.
The punching bag.
Yeah, punching bag's what most people.
All right. What do you think, Stephanie?
Wrong.
She will not get it right.
No.
Okay, this is a match point. Here we go.
Where would I find your uvula?
Close to my vagina.
What is it? What's the
I
function
knew
of the
she'd say that.
uvula?
I knew she'd say that.
Actually, well, the vagina serves a bigger. Oh my God! Seriously.
Seriously. It is a compadre.
I like the fact that she gets offended that you're asking questions about her genitalia when you're not.
Was this chick cut off by this guy? Because, I mean, he's scored. You take her home before she gets too
Now, you can tell this dude knew he had her in his back pocket, and he was just kind of chilling with his friends, knowing that she's ready to go whenever.
Okay. He's there.
She's on boil.
Exactly.
All right, Stephanie, you're back in the ball game, baby.
Okay, good.
You're down 2-1. And Harrison, the option switches to you. Here is the next question.
Where would Catholics go after dying before they get to heaven? Of course, if you die, you don't go straight to heaven. Sometimes you have to go to purgatory.
Purgatory. Ooh, Harrison, what do you think?
She has no clue whatsoever. None.
Unless she's Catholic, Harrison.
Well, she could be Catholic. She's 3 sheets to the wind, Steve. Come on, bro. She thinks she's in purgatory right now.
That's where her uvula is.
All right, Harrison says no. This is for, once again, the match.
Where would Catholics go after dying before they get to heaven?
They like to be cremated.
And why do you think they like to be cremated, Catholics?
It takes them closer to God.
Like when you send your letters to Santa, you put them in the fireplace, right?
That's right. You just burn the whole thing. It's a way for them to become closer to God because of they burn their bodies. They do. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Harrison, you are the winner, sir. Well played.
Enjoyed that win.
You burned them.
Wow. Stephanie, even though you lost, it sounds like you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, I did. That was hilarious.
And that assuages my guilt for telling you you have got nothing. Go home.
Slam the door in her face. Get out of here.
Sorry.
Oh, too bad.
All right. Thanks, Stephanie.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Good sport. Good loser. Harrison, you're
Oh, my God.
You're going to the Scorpions in row 3, dude.
Man,
I'm telling you, I love the Scorpions, but that lady cracks me up, man.
All right. Well, you want to let's let Harrison play the last question.
Sure.
Since
Francis Scott Key is best known for writing what song?
Star Spangled Banner.
That's correct, Eric.
Come on, guys.
you think she'll get it?
No clue.
No clue. All right. Here we go.
Francis Scott Key is best known for writing what song?
We got Stars and Stripes. Hold on.
You're close.
I know. Francis Scott Key wrote Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, wow.
Star Spangled Banner.
Somebody had to give her a hint.
Nope. Well, I said she was close when she said Stars and Stripes.
Okay.
What are you protesting? It was an exhibition.
You
game.
won. You're going to. You rock like a
For
hurricane.
Harrison, chicks like this are plentiful at the Scorpions concerts.
Yeah. You'll find plenty.
Hey, I'm down. I'm down. If I meet a chick like that, she'll keep me entertained all night long. I'm
There
telling
you go. Who needs the damn Germans?
Just keep asking her questions.
Who needs Klaus Barbie up there singing? All right, hold on, Harrison. We'll tell you how to get your prize. And there it is, another successful answering under the influence, courtesy of homeless scientist Seabass. We'll take a pause here. When we return, it is America's most slanted and biased newscast, just a little bit quicker. It's the news sprint with Eric Von Hessler next. All right, let's get to this right now. Let's get some douchebag points in the hopper. There he is, the Polish musket, old Rape Eyes himself, who just got a horrible haircut.
What a bullet head.
What's wrong with this hair? It's a good haircut. It's a very good haircut, actually.
It's very nice length.
You look like you have the
Hold on, let me take
the
my
bangs
headphones
of Herman Munster.
No, they're feathered.
Who cut it? David Walker?
The gay guy over at Famous Hair on Lindbergh Station.
He's no better than bisexual. But that haircut, I can tell you that is not a true gay
What
hairstylist.
he did is he didn't use scissors at all. He took this little tool.
Flopy. It's called a flopy.
No. It's a tool. It's kind of like a straight razor with little grooves in it. And you just pull at the hair, and it cuts it at, kind of angles.
I'm just gonna
when you have very
flash
thin
at it.
and straight hair like I do, you need sort of a little bit of texture in it, or else it looks like a bowl.
It's like ice in a cake of hair.
He did. I thought this is the best haircut I've actually gotten in a while. Thank you very much.
What is that called? The tool?
It's called the cool, hip, urban guy that I am.
The cool, hip, urban man.
Yeah, but your hairline. You know what we got to do?
It
We
is
got to take a
feathering,
picture.
though. I do see the feather.
We got to take a picture of Deborah, if you could do this in a spare moment, take a picture of Seabass. And I know you want to do this because you're laughing your ass off. You know I'm right. Deborah hates Seabass. So don't do that.
I've had headphones on. I got to fluff it out.
If you have get a picture of Seabass with his bangs, with the way they were just matted against his head.
Well, that's the
and then side by side with a picture of Herman Munster, you'll notice that the bangs are very similar.
I have these antique headphones, and if I had some nice new ones, maybe that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. Oh no.
That's because everybody was given headphones when they got their job here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I had a better salary, I could go buy some.
Yeah, I was issued mine.
You just got a raise.
That's true. It kicks in the 15th, and I'm buying my ticket to New York City, so I can get the hell out of here.
What?
The money, I'm going to leave you.
I'm going to go work for Leslie Fran.
I'm trying to get a job with Leslie Fran.
Big banks in Manhattan.
It's all about the music. It's all about the music, that station there. All about the music and being a drunk bald guy who hosts the show.
All right, who has douchebag points?
Come on.
Well, speaking of unfair pilings on of Seabass, this morning around 6:05, Larry, you were doing an excellent job of introducing the karaoke clip of you down in St. Martin, which I have loaded into the system now.
Right.
But when you were introducing it, you went to Tim Andrews and you said, hey, why is the clip not in the system already? And he said this.
When can we expect to get that loaded in?
When Seabass checks his email.
Oh, Seabass. Where the hell is he? It's the show. What?
First time hearing of it.
It was the first time hearing of it because he never sent it to me. I checked my emails from Tim Andrews for the past 48 hours, and he did not send me that clip.
Oh, my goodness. Was you caught in a lie?
And he blamed it on me.
Tim Andrews, were you caught in a little bit of a lie there?
A fib. Well, if you'd like me to peel back the layer even more, before the show started, I said, Larry, that won't be ready until about 6:30.
Lawrence. He did say that. I can testify.
All right.
And
I just give you the right to lie on air.
yeah, doesn't throw me under the bus.
I'm not going to throw Larry under the bus on the air.
Larry needs some of that.
No, I do not.
Well, yes, you do, because this happens quite frequently.
I do not need my authority questioned by a mere Tim Andrews.
Well, if it's going to screw up the show like that, then I think it should.
Do you think David Letterman's producer in the middle of a show goes, hey, Letterman, you screwed up, you jack off?
Well, you know what, Letterman...
he doesn't blame it on the stage
Yeah,
manager
Letterman,
either.
Letterman doesn't call out the third guest first for no reason when he knows he isn't ready yet. He doesn't call out the comedian or the band as the first guest.
And if he did, he should be called on it.
Thank you.
Since Mixmaster Mark is not here, I'm going to have to intervene since I'm a third party. And Eric, you can chime in because I got to vote Seabass has the douchebag point for not loading it in.
What
do you think, Steve?
If I could vote, Seabass is not douchey on this one. He's
not.
He's
I was
not.
entirely not involved with the
You
process.
know what? I'll tell you what. The haircut's pushing it over the edge for me. Douchebag.
No, hold on. All right.
This is a good haircut.
Tim gets a point. Larry gets half a point. Truth be told,
I think that's
you
fair,
get half
Steve.
a point because Tim
Larry or
told you.
Seabass?
No, Tim told you the segment wasn't ready. You just went to it. But then again, it's not easy when you're hosting and you're sitting there and you're caught up in it.
Right, you're hosting. You want stuff to be there. I
Right.
shouldn't have to ask.
But your producer told you, so I'd only say half a point to you, and then
Okay.
Tim would get a full point. Seabass shouldn't get any on this.
And I have a good haircut.
Have you seen the hair?
But based
It's
on
a
the
good
hair,
haircut.
the haircut gets a douchebag point.
Absolutely.
Lily.
It's solid.
What does the chat room have to say?
They can't see me.
Well, get on
I gotta go
camera.
stand behind Steve or something.
Come
Nice.
over here with me.
Cuddle over with Steve.
Oh, great.
I'm curious to see. I'm going to monitor the chat room right now. See what they say.
Don't be.
Well, I can't have it matted down by the head.
There you go.
Don't play with your hair. Don't
gotta
fluff it.
Why not? That's the way.
Because it's not accurate.
It is
You're misrepresenting
It's
your
like
hair.
saying Brett Favre, his hairdo when he takes off his football helmet is the same as it is when he's walking down the street. Of course not.
So now you're Brett Favre?
Nice.
Douchebag point right there. That's the worst analogy. What? You went to Georgia Tech for that analogy?
That was a perfectly good analogy.
Obviously didn't take analogy class.
It's like saying your bedhead when you wake up at 6 a.m. is the same as 6 p.m. No, of course.
Get in that chat room, Larry. There's some great comments.
I can't get in. It's packed now. What do they say?
All right, let's see.
Larry's computers.
Who cut his hair? Stevie Wonder?
Hardy hard.
The Polish queer musket. What a queer monkey. Schoolboy bitch. Still douchey.
Go back to fluffing Seabass.
He looks like he went to tech.
Oh, that's very smart. I have a big head.
Soft, shiny, and rapey.
See, look, that looks nice. That's decent.
Soft, shiny, and rapey.
Look at me.
I actually made a point of getting the guy's business card because I think he did an excellent job feathering.
Yeah, I'll bet you did.
Oh, yes. You're going to be able to find me in
Because what it
1986.
does,
Actually, 80.
he was he totally butched it up for me. You know how gay guys when they.
Here's another
they-
comment. He's got an eggplant head. His boyfriend likes it, and he is fat.
How about the one
Yeah,
above
what
that?
you gave us some weight there.
He'll delete all of these when he gets back around.
You bring
Feathered
the
hair
bands.
is for queers, says Applesauce Juice.
And for chick.
I
guys who
see
get
that
laid.
he's working on being a male stripper.
More forehead than Mount Rushmore.
Well, that's always been that way since I was a little kid.
Hitchcock could shoot a scene on that head.
head.
Feathering, where is Chachi? OJ head says Chef Bry.
Nothing wrong with that.
All he needs is a van with blacked out windows to sit
My van
outside.
has UV tinting.
Elementary.
Yeah, it's in the back. It's all.
Isn't there a compliment in there somewhere?
The hair matches the van, says Donut Justice.
Sex?
All right, I don't get that. That's
back to your post.
That's a bad joke. I don't get it.
He's another guy.
I'll just go back to my post and censor these.
It's another guy who's poor as hell, gaining weight. It's weird.
It's the starches. That's what.
I guess.
Yeah, starches. They're cheap. Why is he moving his head like a peacock?
That's how he always moves.
That's true.
He moves like a pigeon, you know.
It's not as bad as Steve's. What's
Let's take that.
Oh, here we go.
Let the hate come in.
Here comes the hate.
Bring it.
Here comes the ban hammer.
You enjoyed it until they came for you, right,
I
Steve?
don't care.
All right, well, Seabass gets 2 douchebag points there. Anything else?
Well, I think no, and I declined those because this is a good haircut.
Declined.
I can't decline them.
We'll have more
movies
later
on that
on.
forehead.
Tim Andrews throwing me under the bus for no reason, I think, is the leader.
All right, well, you're wrong. You're in the lead. Tim has half a point. I have half a point. We'll continue this
You
later
have
in
to
the
go to
show.
Cabbage Town to see foreheads like
And you get
that.
another point for removing 8 people in like 1 minute.
Look at that.
They should have been disruptive to
Remove-
the chat room.
They didn't do anything. We were watching it.
Oh, he did remove
They're
them.
probably spamming. Probably from Kid Craddock's show or
8
something.
spammers in a row, right? Just as we're talking about your haircut.
They can tell when I'm not there.
Remove 8 in a row. Remove my regular guys. Remove by regular guys. Remove by regular guys. Look at you. You're shameless. 2 more. Remove by regular guys. What did they say?
Just watch Kid Craddock.
Stop banning.
Okay. Well, that removing is different than banning. I just deleted their comment. They're still in the room.
Stop deleting. Stop. I don't want to see another remove by regular guys on this screen in the next 20
Look,
minutes.
Seabass is awesome with a Z. I like that.
Seabass,
Get rid of that guy.
You queer douche. He's going to be gone. There he goes.
But see, they can also type remove by regular guys themselves, so it looks like they were actually banned. So they're
Wrong.
fake. No, they can. The guy just did it. The guy just did it.
Oh, yeah. Big Fat Nick just did.
See.
All right. Seabass, thank you so much for your insights and your poor behavior.
And your haircut.
And your haircut. We'll take a pause here.
God bless.
We'll take a pause. Put down the microphone.
God bless.
Answering Under the Influence is next.
TRG. The Regular Guys Braves Update with Mixmaster Mark.
All right, this is Larry Wax. Here's my jingle.
Larry Wax.
Filling in for Mixmaster Mark, who got engaged and now is hiding from the wrath of Southside Steve. It's a sad story, but we'll attend to that later. Right now, the Braves are what's important, and they beat the Phillies. What did I tell you? Get out of the way of the Halliday Hammer. And the Phillies dropped down to kind of not a mediocre club, but not the club they were. Braves win 6-3 last night. Here's Matt Diaz. He doubled on a hit and run to drive in the winning run, and he started the 3-run hurricane in the 11th inning for the 6-3 victory.
Have a night, Matt Diaz.
There it is. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
I feel as if I was there.
Do you?
The pageantry, the excitement.
That's exactly why I selected that clip.
The faint taste of hot dogs.
Here's Don Sutton. By the way, it was not just a win for the Braves. It was a win for the audience and the traveler, because Don Sutton gave his tips for visiting Philadelphia.
When you come here, when you can get in one of the open carriages and let the guy ride you around through all of the old city.
Wow.
Don Sutton recommends that when you're in Philadelphia, you get a horse carriage ride with your beloved.
Just ride him around there.
Was Don's wife with him on this road trip? I'm just asking. God, seems a curious thing to bring up. If your wife's not with you on the road trip.
He goes, go to the Liberty Bell. No, the other guy. I forget the other guy.
Don, you always go to the horse-drawn carriage by yourself? You always take that?
Yeah, beefaroni. Who's the other guy? What's the other guy?
Jim Powell.
Jim Powell's talking about going to Liberty Bell, and he just cuts him off and says, yeah, get out one of those things and go for a ride.
Who wants to stare at a stupid bell?
It's got a crack.
Broken anyways.
I hope he does those traveler's tips in other cities.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's more to life than just Philadelphia.
What do you ride around when you're in Milwaukee?
Wait till you get to San Francisco.
Ride to Clydesdale, right?
Try the bathhouses. Just get in there and let whatever happens happen.
Get a body rub.
Relax. Don't fight it.
I remember when we were in San Francisco, Pete. Remember that? We went down to Chinatown,
goodness,
got a little
yes.
ling-ling and Lulu.
Well, you went over to Chinatown. I spent my time in the Castro looking at the architecture.
Is that where you were the whole time? You devil you. And the delivery.
And then I went over to Lawrence Ferlinghetti's City Lights book store and picked up a couple of copies of Howl signed by Allen Ginsberg.
You had a whole nother life going on there while we were doing the baseball broadcast together now.
Not too many people know that I'm a beatnik poet.
I did not know that. And the delivery. I'll know that. Keep that in mind for the next Q&A radio call-in session.
Tomorrow night, Skip. In fact, I'll recite some of my poetry for you.
Billy Wagner came on, back to the Braves. Billy Wagner came on to collect his 18th save in his glorious retirement year. So tonight, back to the scorching, broiling, it's hotter than Hades field of Philadelphia. Back to Citizens Bank Park. Tonight, 7:05, the first pitch here on Rock 100.5.
And now the news you need to know. It's Senator Von Hessler with the News Jog.
It covers America. It covers the whole wide world. It is, in fact, the News Jog. Well, people are very excited. Get your vuvuzelas out because we know where's your vuvuzela?
It got stolen with my mustache.
What?
Stolen with my mustache.
Yep, just like 4 bottles of Ed Hardy wine and Larry's mustache and everything else you leave around here, it was stolen over the weekend.
I want you to keep one of these cameras on in the studio at all times. We're going to use this as a National Crime Stoppers unit.
Just comb through 72 hours of footage.
Yeah, let the listeners monitor the building for us.
They'll be monitoring Aaron during the middays is what they'll be doing.
Whatever. It's worth it. Give him a treat.
Hey.
Hi, Aaron.
Hi.
What's going on, baby?
Not much. What's up with you?
Just, you know.
You have some good rock and roll for us?
Yeah.
I hear you got a new band.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pelvis breasties.
Breastleys.
Yeah.
Anyway, Netherlands are going to play either Spain or Germany on Sunday.
They'll play Germany.
I think Germany's going to win it all, right?
Yes.
They deserve it.
I wanted Uruguay. What happened? Why didn't Uruguay win?
Uruguay,
because they come up one goal
hands of
short.
God.
And they come from a country of only 3 million people. So,
Yeah.
I mean, how many good soccer players you're going to have? They were lucky to be there.
It's all politicized. I can understand how you like soccer, Steve, because you play it and it's fun. I mean, it's a good sport.
Well, I grew up playing it, right.
But World Cup soccer is so corrupt. I don't know how you don't see that. You just got to be objective.
Well, the whole red card thing is just seems so random at times.
Yeah.
The referees can ruin it for a player and ruin it for a team. You're right.
That phony baloney Maradona getting a taste of his own medicine for cheating all those years ago.
He's the greatest of all time.
The reason Uruguay beat Ghana was because one of the strikers put his hands up.
They did.
And blocked it from going into the goal. And you're not allowed to do that. So he can't play.
It's in soccer. Here's another reason why it won't catch on in America. Americans sense that FIFA, the governing body, is corrupt. And why they won't put in a simple rule like that, like goaltending in basketball.
Yeah.
You can't touch the ball and turn a win into a loss.
How about a shot clock and timeouts, which they don't have either? The whole game runs. There's no commercials.
That's fine,
buy
but
that?
but the equivalent of goaltending has happened in the World Cup, and it's affected the outcome. You shouldn't, by cheating or breaking the rules, you shouldn't use that to your advantage. It just doesn't happen in any sport.
And the penalty is, obviously, he's red carded out. Now your team is down a man. You can't play in the next game, and the other team's going to get a penalty shot. Problem is, Ghana missed their penalty shot.
Yeah, but why should they be? That was a sure. They had victory right there.
Right.
The guy broke the rules, and he benefited from breaking the rules. No sport. That's why basketball has goaltending.
Right. You don't get the 2 points in basketball.
Right.
You sure you're saying it should
They
have
don't
been an
give you the 2
automatic goal?
points. They don't give you the 2 points and then say, "Well, there's free throw for the other team." That would be the equivalent.
Right. No, they
Instead,
give you the-
hold
they
on.
give-
I'm
yeah.
agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Goaltending,
You're right.
you just don't get the 2 points. If it was like soccer and basketball, they give you the 2 points, but then they give the other team a free throw. That seems ridiculous to me. If
I
you
know.
break the rules, then the point shouldn't count.
You had a sure thing. Now I'm going to give you a
it's just
possibility.
ridiculous.
Well, it's like they go out of their way to not have a winner, too.
Yeah.
We're going to add an extra 5 minutes to be fair.
Yeah, just to be fair, because that was stopped, and you could have scored then.
As long as we're on sports, let's go local. UGA has named an interim replacement for Damon Evans as athletic director, and it's Frank Crumley. So that doesn't sound like a name that's going to stick to me. Frank Crumley's in there for now, and they said they're going to take their sweet time and go out there, maybe even up to a year, to find an athletic director who will not get drunk and have panties hanging around his neck at 2 o'clock in the morning.
How about I was going to nominate the chick who was in the car with him to be the interim athletic director. clearly,
she's a go-getter.
She seemed like she wanted his position badly. So why not? Now, Southside Steve has scoopage on this chick. What was her name? Courtney, some Jewish name.
Yeah, I don't.
Courtney Furman.
Furman, that was it.
Fur.
Yeah, I know a guy who knows a guy that was engaged to her. And
wait a minute. You know a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows a guy?
Does the guy dress like you?
No.
Who knows another guy? Does that guy dress like you?
Half the time.
Who knows another guy who was
actually
engaged
was engaged to her?
So it's like 3 degrees of separation.
But it's all straight up. They've all talked. And
what's the
this girl was not a professional. I think a lot of people thought that this dude could not get a chick of this caliber, but he did, man. She was seeing him for about a week and a half.
And she's high caliber?
The body is like a 9.
Really?
This chick is a fitness freak, and the body is a 9.
Wow.
There's no doubt about it.
And he's an athletic director.
Yes.
And probably wanted to direct her athletics in a more hot fashion.
And pictures are out of the chick. She's got, it's a good helmet and a great uniform. I mean, the uniform her body is perfect. This guy was into it, I guess, for the physical. I don't think it was a love thing.
You know what? That beats Al Crumley to me, or
Frank Crumley.
Frank Crumley.
Crumley?
No, I say Furman over Crumley.
I say this guy keeps his job. Just slap his wrist. He was really good at what he did.
It's too late. He's resigned.
No, but he had
it's too late. We've already excuse me. It's the Crumley era has begun.
Yeah, we're in the Crumley area. Get with it. What do you care? You're from Tech. You should love this
I'm a Georgia Tech guy, but the guy had a bad day.
He was celebrating because the day before he had just gotten
celebrating his job,
nailed down his job for.
You rarely see stupidity this much on display at this level, so it's breathtaking.
Well, you know what happened too? I guess she got upset that the dude was getting arrested, but she got out of the car, and I think one reason he got in so much trouble is that she got arrested too because she was just yelling at the officers.
Right? Yeah, she kept her mouth shut.
I'm like,
the chance you take.
Play the hush hush, and we might get through
yelling,
this.
"Where's my panties?"
Yeah.
Man, what a midlife trifecta. Loss of marriage, a job, and jail time.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Damn.
Remember that lady in Sandy Springs that took the firefighters 40 minutes to wade through the trash in her house?
Yeah, what happened
find
to her?
They called her the hoarder. 38 years old, and she's dead. She died at Northside Hospital over the weekend, apparently.
What? You're kidding
Breathing
me.
in trash or something?
Wait, living in trash while
alcohol, liver disease.
Damn it. She's a drinker.
So this whole hoarder thing, I'm not buying it with her. I think she was just totally depressed and just drunk all the time and just didn't clean up. A hoarder wants to keep this stuff because of some kind of stupid reason.
I'm just shocked that living in trash and pounding vodka tonics all day could result in death.
It's not as healthy as it sounds.
I agree with Eric.
And you know what? I blame that goddamn Sesame Street because they glorify people who live in squalor.
They certainly did.
Oscar the Grouch.
Mm-hmm. He's a grouch, but he's living.
Blame him.
He's vital. Seabass went over there.
Yeah, I went over to the house before they kicked me out and actually went snooping around in a Scooby-Doo style. And on the front porch, they don't show this in the AJC, but she had 8 feet tall of Javalia coffee boxes. Like the free ones you get mail order where you get a subscription. Just trash everywhere, cat boxes in the back. I stole some stuff for the Southside Steve Smelling Bee.
What?
Yeah, but it was just filth and grossness. It wasn't like where you go to the hoarders where they have 20 years of beer cans or anything that are neatly stacked everywhere. No, this was just filth, trash.
Filth. There's a difference between that and hoarding.
The cars in her front parking space are just covered with gross gunk. And then her neighbor threatened to call the cops.
Every time I hear this story, I think of that song. I can't get that song out of my head. She's lump, she's lump, she's lump, she's in my head. Do we have that, Deborah? Can you, yes?
Be the president of the United States of America.
That's a nice, bouncy song.
Puda.
She had Home and Country magazines stacked inside those cars for
Home
some
and
reason.
Country?
Yeah.
Well, how did they find her? I mean, usually you smell things and that's
Modern
where you're like
slob.
somebody died, but I mean, how did you find this?
That neighborhood's real sort of nice, Sandy Springs-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Modern Slob magazine.
Modern Slob.
Pick it up.
Presidents of the United States of America singing.
She's love, she might be dead. Love lingered last in line for brains, and the one she got was sort of rotten and insane. Small things
that's a long distance dedication to the unfortunate Sandy Springs hoarder. We'll miss her. You know, I'd like to buy that property. I'd like to. Why are you giggling? This is a business opportunity.
I'd like to see a historic landmark or something.
Yeah, I mean it is, right? I mean, I'll start a little restaurant. You know?
Dear Casey, our fat grandma used to live in garbage, and now she's dead. Could you please play Lump?
I'd call it a little restaurant that serves, meatloaf sandwiches and vodka tonics for $6.
Javalia coffee for free.
And free Javalia coffee. The hoardery.
You don't need an ashtray, just use the floor.
$6 combo meal for the average Joe. Meatloaf sandwich. Damn good one, too. I've got a good recipe. Some good hearty bread, vodka tonic, a beer, and out the door for $6. Take it with you.
You throw in a bread bowl, because if you got a bread bowl,
put it in a bread bowl.
I'm there for lunch.
Meatloaf in a bread bowl.
Do you have any mold?
Maybe some 5-year-old phone books.
You have Jell-O mold. That would be fun.
Do you have any newspapers from the 80s?
Come to the hoardery.
The hoardery.
All right, we have to take a break.
Eat fresh.
When we get back, the president is officially suing the state of Arizona. Stamp prices are going up for those who still use stamps for anything. And Lindsay Lohan is going to jail. Those stories and others when we return.
TRG.
I'm not asking, I'm telling you.
It's Eric Von Hessler with the News Sprint.
Iran is launching what is described as a jihad, a holy war on haircuts. Iran's Ministry of Culture and Islamic Guidance issuing directives banning decadent hairstyles for men, restricting barbershops to only certain kinds of cuts. Now, what they really want to get rid of, what they really want to get off the streets of Tehran are these spiky, gelled hairdos, and I can't disagree with the mullahs on that.
You know what? I'm with Iran on this one, Eric. I'm going to be speaking at a tea party in favor of them. Yeah, they're just tired of gay haircuts like the rest of us. Right? I mean...
That's right.
What about wings and feathering? Are they allowing that?
Don't
what
go
about
there.
Seabass's feathering?
Okay.
I think, strangely enough, Seabass's haircut would be considered just fine by the Iran Ministry of Culture and Islamic Guidance.
What's their policy on washboard abs?
You can have them, but we don't want to see them in public.
No cutoff shirts.
It was so funny. I was reading a right-wing blog a few months ago that predicted, get this, thousands of rioters with Justin Bieber haircuts would overthrow the regime. And that may come to pass.
Well, it turns out that an awful lot of these people, it's what you just said, after the elections, and they had that, 3 months of people going into the streets and all of that a few years ago, they found that an awful lot of the people on the front lines had spiky gelled hairdos.
Yeah.
And they put the two together, and they've decided if they can get rid of the hairdo, they can get rid of the rebellion.
Somehow, American or, I don't know, maybe Romanian TV is getting through to these Iranian children.
The Iranians there's a lot of satellite dishes in Iran. So they get Western television.
Well, the overthrow's got to be 5, 10, definitely 20 years where these raps, these guys that think this way, they're going to be like Quakers here. They're just going to be in a little Providence.
Not until those people
area.
get guns. Because until they get guns.
We need to get them some.
I hear they behead you if you're bald. Is that true?
Absolutely.
I'm not going. Cancel my plans, Deborah. Thank you.
Supposedly there's
my travel.
Supposedly Iran is one of the most tolerant places for Jews that live there in that area of the world, which blows me away. There's a sizable Jewish population in Iran.
Yeah. Iranian Jews.
Because nobody there cares except for the people who run the government about anything.
But I mean, the people that run the government, what I'm saying is they could persecute them, and they choose not to.
Because they don't want to get invaded.
I guess.
Israel would kill them. I don't fear Iran being nuclear anymore. I mean, I don't want it to happen. I don't fear it because they're too clumsy. It's going to be like the Soviet Union having a nuke. Let's face it, technology is getting to the point where having a nuke is pretty much old school. Everyone will have one.
That's right.
Every country wants one.
Is going to have one at some time in the future.
Within the next 20 years. The question is, who's owning the nuke? And if you have these crazy... And there's nothing they can do with it without assuring their own destruction. So I don't feel that much.
Right. Well, that's the thing, though. Do they care about their own destruction?
Yeah, I think they do.
When you get certain... What about the people who are flying the planes into the World Trade Center? They didn't care they were going to die.
Yeah, but those
you only
are
have one life to live.
Those are just the pawns.
Right.
And the big game, I mean, for any country, the United States, Congo, Turkey, Iran is to just have as much regional power as possible.
Right.
Perhaps global, but a country like Iran knows it's never going to be a global power. They just want to have a regional stake in things.
They want to be the United States of that area.
Yeah. Big fish in the small
Come
pond.
kiss their ring.
Yeah. So they use the nuke to scare other countries, but the United States can deter that easily the way they do with the Soviet Union. Just bleed them out. They have no commerce. Nothing. They're unstable.
And they're so messed up, they probably shoot it straight up and it comes straight back down and blow themselves up.
And pretty soon America will rule the world through space. And anytime
That's what I'm saying.
They'll have things that can just knock nukes out of the sky.
Get up on the moon and let's take it over. I just wonder what the world would do if we said the moon's ours.
It's happening already. That's what. That's what
I mean
all
a public declaration.
I think we
own
should.
the moon.
No, you can't do that because then your enemies would know what you're up to. You can't give it away.
How many flags do we have in the moon? We got at least 4, 5. I don't know.
Do they
how many
keep taking them up
missions.
there? I mean, I thought
There's
there's just the one.
One? Just the one flag?
Yeah,
You
it's
only put one?
got that fake thing to make it look like there's wind up there.
Oh, I thought every time we landed,
You got to
we
put a
one
wire
on.
inside the flag.
Yeah, make it look windy.
That's the rule, man. If you put a flag in it,
flags.
you own it.
I think it's going to have several countries are going to be up there in our lifetime doing military operations. My question is this: if they're going to launch missiles from the moon, any country, and if the moon, I was reading a thing about how we'll have this capability. We already do, but it's just takes a while to get the money and get it going. But if we're counterattacking any missiles coming from the moon, and if there's a blast on the moon, doesn't that affect the tides in some way? I don't know.
Well, it would depend on how big it is. The moon's pretty big. I mean, it's
What if
not
somebody
bigger than-
accidentally hit the moon with a nuke? That would be devastating to our oceans.
Yes,
don't you
it
think?
probably. Yeah, if you blew up. Well,
sea bass.
The thing about the moon is it seems really small to us, but if it was really close to us, it would be huge.
Give us some perspective. How big is the moon?
It's about the
size of Texas. Size of
no, it's huge.
It's basically your South American size. If you sphericaloided that. Is that a word?
I got you.
Sphericaloided.
If you bend it around.
Sphere-sized.
Yeah.
It's about a third the size of the Earth, isn't it?
A third the size.
Yes. In
Now,
that
how
range.
much? Now, if you had rockets going off there, or if you had war going on the moon, which is a distinct possibility within our lifetime, wouldn't that affect the?
You fit 49 moons inside the Earth, by the way. 49. It's 1/50th the volume.
1/50th. All right. Well, wouldn't it affect their gravitational pull if you had explosions on the moon?
It had to be massive. They'd have to be just immense. Tremendous.
You'd have to knock the moon somehow off of its trajectory, and then by doing that, then you would affect the tides.
And you get a foot less in South Beach or whatever. It's not going to
That's
be
it. So just a couple feet in the tide,
Okay,
right?
so we can afford.
You know, the moon. I love this about the moon. My favorite trivia about the moon.
Yeah.
It gets an inch further away a year. So what are you, 49 years old? The
Yes.
moon is 49 inches further away from the
Come
Earth than
on.
it was the day you were born.
That's fantastic. That's a moray. What if it hits your eye like a big pizza pie?
You're in love, baby.
Yeah.
I'll go crazy with you locally. Stone Mountain sinks an inch every year.
That's not as crazy as the moon moving away an inch every year. That's Eric trumped you with the fact.
Maybe
just tried to
there's a
localize.
push-pull going on there. Perhaps it's connected.
I don't know. I'm curious
The
about
moon
that.
and Stone Mountain are trying to get as far away from each other as possible.
They hate each other.
One of those days.
A net 2 inches a year.
The moon does not like racism.
That car we're going to be underground one
The
day.
moon was not a fan of the Klan ever.
No, I was reading this whole book about how in the future, war will be held in space. Very few civilian casualties. If you notice, like our wars lately, less and less people are dying in them. Less of our people.
Well, you had a story a few weeks ago, which is true, about how Afghanistan has now gone on longer than Vietnam.
Yeah.
The difference is how many men have we lost? How many people have we lost in Afghanistan? 3,000, something like that. At this point, we had lost 52,000 Americans in Vietnam.
World War II was like, what, 5 million people died? 5 million.
In the whole world, yeah, over
Or
6.
50,
yeah.
I know, a lot.
63 million people died in World War II.
But the whole question that was never answered in this book is like, all right, we're going to have all this space warfare.
Check that. Is it 63 or 6.3?
That's a lot.
6 million Jews died alone, so I think I'm right. It's like 63 million all across the world. Go ahead.
How's that going to affect? I'm obsessing with this. All right, I'll stop.
The tides are fine, Larry.
I hope so.
Your beachfront property in St. Martin is going to be fine.
It's something to think about as we pursue warfare on the moon.
Now, I get your point. If there was a war on the moon, it'd be like 19 versus 20 people.
Be like Moonraker.
When you say
It would be a lot like
when you say shooting missiles from the moon, like you mean hitting the Earth?
No.
Because you couldn't get through because they would burn up trying to get through the atmosphere.
War
right?
will happen in space in the future. There would be very little ground warfare. Not certainly not in the United States.
In ships or actually on the surface of the moon?
Maybe in like Africa where they're primitive.
Right.
But
we're going to have enlightened wars.
We're going to have we're going to launch like little. Well, they're big, but giant satellite planets.
I don't understand why we're not up there just getting everything set up now.
We are.
Well,
we
okay.
are. It's just not, you can't, it's classified information.
China's going to the moon. That's all I know.
We're not. We're going to have Death Stars.
How are you going to feel? How are you going to feel when China's on the moon and we're not?
Despite what you see in the
President
rhetoric.
Obama, how are you going to feel?
Stop talking.
No.
Despite what I'll answer your question. Despite what you see on television, the government never tells you everything. I don't care if it's a Republican, Democrat. That's the frontal program. That's the Potemkin Village. What's going on is this is happening.
So you said that it's just the idea that NASA's #1 mission is to reach out to Muslim countries and make them feel good about their science is not the real.
Right, everybody's making a big deal about that. All the right wingers. Who cares? It's a blip. It's like one hot day does not constitute global warming.
Oh, yeah? Well, you should have been in New York City yesterday.
How hot?
Mr. Meltdown, 104 degrees. Ooh. Al Gore finally had a good day. You know, you got to... Al Gore had a couple of good days.
A stop clock. Right. He's probably getting a massage.
It's really hot. And it's going to get hotter, I guess, in America over the next couple of weeks. So just get used to it. Shut up. Stop crying.
Right.
Buy a fan.
That's right.
It gets hot. It's the summertime, okay?
Got tides to worry about.
Oh, my God. Last year it didn't get above 101. Now it's 103. What am I going to do?
Local news covered not leaving a child or a pet in your car yesterday.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you see that? Within an hour, your car goes from 86, 87 degrees to 135
I want to thank the local news for letting me know that I need to keep myself, drink plenty of water when it's hot. Thank you very much for that information.
A bottle an hour.
They're there for us.
I wouldn't know when to breathe without that.
We're out of time for now, but if you want more of this nonsense, go to regularguys.com, click on the News Jog tab at the top of the page. You'll get links to the stories we did. You'll get links to the stories we didn't do. Plenty more news. No more news sprint. We're done.
All right, we'll take a pause and then come back with the waning moments of today's Regular Guys adventures. 8889-REGULAR. That's the number to call if you want to be the final caller of the show. Final caller of the show gets a nifty prize, the premiere, the Rock 100.5 premiere of Inception, starring Leo DiCaprio. RottenTomatoes.com is saying it's getting one of the best scores ever. It's amazing. So this is free. 8889-REGULAR, 9REGULAR, 973-4852 to be the final caller of the show. And Seabass will anoint the douchebag of the show pending not being overruled by the rest of us. That's next.
And now, the man with the golden phlegm, Eric Von Hessler and the News Jog.
I love the music.
This is very pleasant. This is like what they have in the building lobby.
Yes, it is.
But everything you teased is like negative news. I think you're going to bring me down.
Well, if you use stamps, I'm going to bring you down. But then
I
again,
do.
But I like this. This makes the medicine go down that much easier.
Spoonful of sugar, my friend.
That's right.
They're looking to get first class stamps up by 2 cents. That would put them at 46 cents.
Right.
The reason this is because the Postal Service is an outdated, sort of ridiculous service these days. They're losing money like crazy. People use email, they use the internet, they use FedEx, they use UPS.
It's basic supply and demand. I mean, everybody knows that when a product is not in demand, the price must go up.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right?
Well,
it works.
Why is everybody shocked?
They shouldn't be.
40,000 full-time positions and they still lost $3.8 billion.
Yeah.
And they're looking to lose maybe about $7 billion this year. If they get the 2 cent deal and it goes up to 46 cents, it's only going to bring in about $2.5 billion. So they're still going to be $5 billion or so in trouble.
Eric, do they have plans of turning this around?
Well, their plan is, yes.
Well, raise the price.
$90 stamps will do it, I think.
I think so. Why not?
Dollar stamp.
Why not do this? Why don't you just pay people, give people checks for using email more? It's the same business plan. Right. What's the difference? Oh, my God.
I think there are some people who think it's some sort of national security thing that we need to have a mail system all over the country, a national mail system.
National
I don't
security.
know.
So
I don't
you get
know.
more Pizza Hut coupons.
Get more junk mail. That's all I get out of the mail, really.
That's how they
all
make
my
their
bills
money.
are online. Everything's online. All I get out of the mail is just junk.
I think
Junk and government bad news. That's all.
A lot of people still don't trust the online thing. I run into that a lot, you know.
At
I
their
do
own
some
peril.
things that way and some things I mail.
What would you not trust?
I don't know. Just everything's in a computer. All of a sudden, somebody could get all your information. whereas
Really?
if you're not-
I don't know if you've been to the post office, but there's your letter lying in a bin next to some
Oh, I
disinterested,
trust it. It's sealed.
disgruntled African American.
But I think
yeah, it's sealed.
everything's in the computer
Right.
systems anyway.
What good is it? What good is your tax return sealed if it's under some bin
I
in a
don't know.
puddle?
It's a
of
system
urine.
for a long time.
Everything about your bills is computerized except for the way you get it there.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got all your information. They've
When
got
you say
everything.
some people, are you talking about yourself?
I do a 50-50, but I know people that refuse. I mean, it comes up. I don't know how it comes up, but I run across these
But
conversations.
that doesn't give credibility to a faulty system. I mean, just because you have paranoid fears, unfounded ones at that, about one system doesn't mean that it's clearly more efficient. And the
For
way
me, I can keep up with that balance in my checkbook. I know to the penny what I have.
Well, you can do that through computers, though, and it will update your checkbook.
you can do it in 5 minutes. 5 minutes as opposed to, I used to do it. It took me 2 hours. Just to be
Yeah,
frustrated.
but if you do it on a computer, like sometimes I got to be like Steve and write it down because then you remember it better.
Yeah.
If you set it up properly, everything will go on between your bank and your software to where all you have to do is check on it and make sure that the numbers are right.
How about a one U.S. Postal Service decrease instead of a 2-cent increase? That would be.
Hey, look, if you bought your Forever stamps last year, you're already making out.
Damn it, I didn't get those. I thought I had an option.
You can still get them.
Okay, good.
Except now they're going to cost you 46 cents, I think.
And in your neighborhood, going out of the house to mail something is very dangerous.
No, totally. I'll be honest with you. I've got something being shipped right now, and I have all the information because they got it confused. I wanted the billing address to be my house, but I wanted them to send it to this radio station. It's safe here, and they got it mixed up. So now I've got a package being delivered today, and it will last literally maybe 20 minutes on my porch.
Well, we can't
Before a
blame
homeless
that.
guy's wearing my shirt, and I'm going to pound them.
There's one thing we can't blame on the post office: your neighborhood.
I know.
No, we can. Because most of the postal workers live
It's
there.
so hot. I figured they'd just go find a cool place, but they're still out walking around. I'm like, good God.
We're talking about the zombies, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what they are, the zombies.
Zombies and the critters.
Last night's game between the Cleveland Indians and the Texas Rangers delayed after a fan fell from an upper deck while reaching for a foul ball.
Did they bring back a 10-cent beer night? Remember 10-cent beer night in the 70s? They canceled it. It was the Rangers and the Indians.
Yeah.
That's ironic.
This dude fell a good long way to the lower deck, fell on top of other people.
Apparently reached over the railing and for a foul ball, lost his footing, and fell into the seating bowl below. It's a drop of about 30 feet. Our paramedics were there, like that. He was able to move all of his extremities. He was responsive to the paramedics on the scene. He was stabilized.
Did he get the ball? Why don't they get to the real information here? Was it worth it?
Was it in Texas or Cleveland?
I'm not sure. I would say Texas because it's the second team that's mentioned here. Usually it works that way, but
What does it say?
It says Cleveland Indians and Texas Rangers. Usually,
I
have
mean,
the home
it would
teams.
be in Texas.
If this is true, I'm just saying if they.
It's easy to find out. I don't know why we're arguing about it.
It's an eternal mystery, Larry. I don't know where it was played.
If it was in Dallas, he got the ball. If it was in Cleveland, no. There's no way. Those people are too angry and disgruntled.
Upset about LeBron. By the way,
I bet he was
LeBron James is now going to tell the entire world what his choice is on live television. Wow. Tomorrow on ESPN.
I hope he mails it to everybody, so help the post office out. He should do that. He should mail a letter to every fan. That means it's Cleveland. I could be wrong.
I think that means it's Cleveland, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're right. Because it's going to be a big celebration, and that's why it's going to be on live
It's going to be a celebration, y'all. LeBron,
CEO of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, will be there.
This is LeBron James, here to tell you that LeBron James is going to announce a big celebration tomorrow. So everybody in Cleveland and Akron, turn on your TVs at 1:30 p.m.
Celebrate a good time.
And I will have a great time telling you where I'm going.
I think they should set up cameras in people's homes.
See how they react?
In different cities.
Oh.
Set up a camera in a Miami home.
I want to see the cameras
in
in
Chicago.
Cleveland homes if he decides to go to New York.
Yeah, let's do it like the Oscars, right? Have a LeBron in one square, and then you have a family from Cleveland, New York. Mother, father, sister, brother.
Yeah.
The typical NBA customer.
Mom, dad,
kids, a dog, maybe. And you have them in different screens. You have Chicago, Miami, New York. Well, it's not going to be New York because they got that loser Stoudemire, but yeah.
Here's the big Hollywood news of the day. Lindsay Lohan is about to meet some actual mean girls because she's going to jail for 90 days.
Doesn't look like she took it well. I've been watching the footage.
No, she did. Beverly Hills judge found Lohan violated probation on 2 DUI cases, and now here's the deal. What you're going to hear here is Lindsay Lohan weeping after finding out that she has to go to jail for 90 days. But while all this is going on, remember that on her fingernail, one of her fingernails, it clearly says F you the whole time. So I got to think that's her attitude walking into court.
Wow.
And now you're going to hear her attitude after being sentenced.
Let me hear
I know that I was ordered to go once a week, and it wasn't, I wasn't missing the classes, just I don't know how to do anything like that. I was working mostly in Morocco, the trip. I was working with children. It wasn't a vacation. It wasn't some sort of a joke. And I respect her work. I've been taking it seriously.
She was working with children?
Clearly.
In Morocco. This is
Morocco.
why.
She's building huts?
Judging by your statement,
Is that against the law now?
I'd have to say she's made clear progress in her battle with alcoholism.
All you got to do is drink in your own home. She wouldn't be in this situation. Don't go out and make an ass out of yourself.
But I'm a celebrity. You don't understand how hard it is to be a celebrity.
I just love the change in attitude. It's like when OJ started crying, too. After he goes, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to kill her.
I will search for the real killers. I'm a celebrity. I would never kill no one or drink or take drugs.
Sometimes when you're a celebrity, life's so hard you gotta cut your wife's head off.
I love the juxtaposition between the words she put on her nails before she walked into the crying after being. She's pissed off a female Beverly Hills judge this much. The judge gave her 3 times what the prosecution requested.
Do you think she'll do the whole 90 days?
No,
Paris
but she'll do
Hilton got
30.
out.
She'll do at least 20, 25, something like that.
George Stein says no.
Not at all?
She won't do the 90 days.
Oh, what does he know?
She'll be released in about 24 hours, and everybody will be really mad.
Yeah,
no, she'll do sometime.
The sheriff will release her incredibly early, and everybody's going to be in an uproar about
Now,
it.
why would the sheriff do that?
Because he doesn't look back historically. Everybody else that's gotten 30 days, they're out in less than a day if they're
What was
celebrity.
Paris Hilton? She was out in 2 days, right?
Yeah, but then she went back. Remember, she was let out, and then she went back for about. Paris Hilton ended up doing 20 days or something
And
like
she
that.
did some real time.
Wait to see.
I don't know, but she's a real screw up, George. I mean, Lindsay, this is not like her first time. She's been thrown in the face of the court for months now. Really, she's a screw up.
Well, it's not smart to tweak the buffalo in the nose, but
don't tweak the buffalo in the nose. That's one of your wisest things.
I like it.
I remember George took me on his knee one time.
Georgism.
Said, don't tweak the buffalo.
It's on a tag on his car.
I was once harassing. Excuse me, never mind. Can't say it.
Her father says she needs help, not jail.
If Lindsay's lawyer and Lindsay would have just listened to us, she would have been in a rehab. She would have been on her way to being clean and sober and have her life back.
Sure. I don't know if you're looking at it from her point of view. Why would you go back to acting when you're more famous for being a screwed up, spoiled girl? It seems to be working. She's getting more attention. If she went back to acting, you think anybody would see her movie? No. Lindsay
She should
Lohan?
do porn. She'll make money, and she'll please the remaining fans she has.
Yeah, and don't wait till you're 40 to do Playboy. Make the decision now. Either do it now or don't ever do it.
Right. Well, that ship has sailed. Didn't she have a chance? She had a chance to do Playboy.
She's done some nude modeling for Esquire magazine and a couple other magazines.
Yeah, I've seen a couple nudes of her. I don't know where they come
but
from.
it's time for the hardcore.
Yeah, Penthouse.
Yeah.
Open it up, baby.
Yeah, digital underground porn.
Leg over a chair, baby.
She can't do anything else.
She has the body of a 45-year-old.
And she could do MILF porn.
She's MILF. She's pre-MILF.
She's never given birth.
She's a prilf.
She's nothing. She's worthless without being drunk. She can do celebrity pruno on prison TV. How about that? Make some liquor in prison.
We are out of time, but if you want more of this nonsense, go to regularguys.com, click on the News Jog tab at the top of the page. Therein you'll find links to the stories we did. You'll also find links to the stories we didn't do. There's plenty more news. There's no more News Jog. We're done.
George Stein is here, as we mentioned before. George Stein, who is the second funniest man in St. Martin.
He's the roadie to the funniest man.
Wow. He is not a roadie. He is. Show some respect.
A financier.
George
The term
Stein.
is sidekick, Eric.
Manager, baby.
George Stein is a wonderful
Sidekick.
human being.
Partner.
He's a great partner. Great lover.
Domestic partner.
Great domestic partner.
Yeah.
And he is my friend.
Don't sue me.
888-9-REGULAR is the number to call if you want George to be your friend, temporarily, albeit. 973-4852. It's time for Ask George Stein. If you have any legal questions, if you're in hot water, like Lindsay Lohan, that poor twit, 888-9-REGULAR, 973-4852 is the number for you. We will talk to George next.
I'm Judith, and this is Answer Under the Influence on the Regular Guy Show. Come on! Yes, absolutely. Oh, my God.
There's our designated drunk for today on Answering Under the Influence. That is Judith.
Judith. I found her at the about midnight, July 4th at Cocktail Cove. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
That place was packed full of a variety of carriers of things. I heard Crash Clark's back in town.
Oh no. Interesting. So tell me if I'm wrong. It sounded, from listening to her, sounded to me like she had the movements of Joe Cocker.
Yes, she was probably in her early 40s, short and squat. You'd see her on a boat on Lake Lanier, probably is her natural habitat. And some guy had found her that day out at the lake and brought her to Cocktail Cove for the after party, and he was rubbing all over her thigh. But he was a fan of the show, so he let me have her for a few minutes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
And our gain is her loss. So let's meet our contestants today on Answering Under the Influence. Today's prize, by the way, Scorpions tickets, row 3 at Verizon Wireless Amphitheater, and that's a week from today, July 14th. Our male contestant is from Woodstock. Please welcome Harrison.
Petite on, guys.
Petite Tong Harrison, how are you, sir?
Absolutely wonderful.
You ready to play some Answering Under the Influence?
I most certainly am.
All right, and here's our female contestant. She is from Cumming. Please welcome Stephanie.
Petite on.
Petite Tong, Stephanie, what do you do with your day?
Oh, right now I'm at the store getting donuts.
Ooh,
That sounds like
Herman-esque.
Oh, everything. Apple fritters. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah. It's comforting, isn't it? Those donuts are comforting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Especially in the mornings.
You have some problems that you need comforting?
I got 2 young kids.
No, okay. Hey, donut away, baby. Donut those kids away.
Get those mini little chocolate ones, man. Those are awesome.
Oh.
They taste good with kids in summer.
Damn right.
All right, Stephanie and Harrison, Seabass will now tell you how we play our game.
Well, I asked the drunk Judith 5 questions. Stephanie and Harrison are going to guess whether she got the answers correct or incorrect, and the best of 5 is the winner.
All right, before we dive into the game, let's get some background information on Drunken Judith.
Young lady, we're enjoying the 4th of July, aren't we?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And where are we tonight?
We're at Cocktail Cove.
Speaking of cocktails, what cocktails have you been having tonight?
Oh, my God. So, beer?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And,
well, that looks like some sort of orange thing you got in your cup there.
oh, I can't remember. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Am I wrong? Is it black curly hair, double chin, tan body, 5'2"?
You are somewhat correct. She has dyed the black hair platinum blonde.
Is she the size or smaller than Danger Woman?
Oh, no, much smaller than Danger Woman. But, she's probably at the same frame. She
Same
hasn't packed
frame.
on as much.
Yeah, just not as progressed.
No.
All right, there it is. Judith, the designated drunk, and now Stephanie, since you're a young lady. We will allow you to go first. You have the first option on question number 1.
Okay.
Here we go.
Champagne comes only from what country? Of course, real champagne is only from France and the Champagne region of France.
that is correct. The rest is called sparkling wine.
Just fermented wine is the rest, yes.
All right, do you think that Drunken Judith, Stephanie, will get this right or wrong?
Right.
You think she knows about she sure can drink it. We know that. All right. Let's listen to her answer.
Champagne comes only from what country?
California.
Champagne Valley.
Chardonnay.
When a guy buys you some champagne, what does it tell you about the guy?
God. It depends on Chardonnay versus, it depends on the brand he buys.
Sure this isn't Roseanne?
Good call, Eric.
Chardonnay is a brand of champagne from California.
I asked her later about if a guy bought her Merlot champagne. She said, no, I hate that.
All right, Stephanie, you said she would get it right. She did not. And Harrison, you get the first point.
Wow.
Yeah, for doing nothing. All right, Stephanie, you still have the option because you're trailing. Here's question number 2.
Complete the following children's song lyric. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of blank. Pocket full of posy.
Posy or posies.
Posies is technically incorrect, but acceptable.
Okay.
This doesn't rhyme with Rosie.
Yeah, if a drunk puts an S on it, we'll let it slide.
I agree.
All right, so
Ring around the rosies.
Stephanie, what do you think?
Wrong.
She'll get it wrong.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Complete the following children's song lyric. Ring around the rosy, pocket full of blank.
Posy.
Oh, no.
Pocket full of posy. It was it was like something that happened a long time ago. Oh my God, seriously.
She turned into a parrot right there.
Seriously, why are you asking me these questions?
Oh, Stephanie, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's you're 0 for 2. Harrison, you take a 2-0 lead, my friend.
Man, this chick is wasted.
All right. Stephanie, you will have the option again. Here's question 3.
Where would I find your uvula? Of course, your uvula is the dangly thing in the back of your throat.
The punching bag.
Yeah, punching bag's what most people.
All right. What do you think, Stephanie?
Wrong.
She will not get it right.
No.
Okay, this is a match point. Here we go.
Where would I find your uvula?
Close to my vagina.
What is it? What's the
knew
function
she'd
of the
say that.
uvula?
I knew she'd say that.
Actually, well, the vagina serves a bigger. Oh my God! Seriously.
Seriously. It is a compadre.
I like the fact that she gets offended that you're asking questions about her genitalia when you're not.
Was this chick cut off by this guy? Because, I mean, he's scored. You take her home before she gets too
Now, you can tell this dude knew he had her in his back pocket, and he was just
Right.
kind of chilling with his friends, knowing that she's ready to go whenever.
Okay. He's there.
She's on boil.
Exactly.
All right, Stephanie, you're back in the ball game, baby.
Okay, good.
You're down 2-1. And Harrison, the option switches to you. Here is the next question.
Where would Catholics go after dying before they get to heaven? Of course, if you die, you don't go straight to heaven. Sometimes you have to go to purgatory.
Purgatory. Ooh, Harrison, what do you think?
She has no clue whatsoever. None.
Unless she's Catholic, Harrison.
Well, she could be Catholic. She's 3 sheets to the wind, Steve. Come on, bro. She thinks she's in purgatory right now.
That's where her uvula is.
All right, Harrison says no. This is for, once again, the match.
Where would Catholics go after dying before they get to heaven?
They like to be cremated.
And why do you think they like to be cremated, Catholics?
It takes them closer to God.
Like when you send your letters to Santa, you put them in the fireplace, right?
That's right. You just burn the whole thing. It's a way for them to become closer to God because of they burn their bodies. They do. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Harrison, you are the winner, sir. Well played.
Man, I
enjoyed that win.
You burned them.
Wow. Stephanie, even though you lost, it sounds like you enjoyed yourself.
Oh, I did. That was hilarious.
And that assuages my guilt for telling you you have got nothing. Go home.
Slam the door in her face. Get out of here.
Sorry.
Oh, too bad.
All right. Thanks, Stephanie.
Bye, thank you.
Bye. Good sport. Good loser. Harrison, you're
Oh,
going
my God.
you're going to the Scorpions in row 3, dude.
Man.
Man, I'm telling you, I love the Scorpions, but that lady cracks me up, man.
All right. Well, you want to let's let Harrison play the last question.
Sure.
Since
Francis Scott Key is best known for writing what song?
Star Spangled Banner.
That's correct, Eric.
Come on, guys.
you think she'll get it?
No clue.
No clue. All right. Here we go.
Francis Scott Key is best known for writing what song?
We got Stars and Stripes. Hold on.
You're close.
I know. Francis Scott Key wrote Star Spangled Banner.
Oh, wow.
Star Spangled Banner.
Somebody had to give her a hint.
Nope. Well, I said she was close when she said Stars
Yeah.
and Stripes.
Okay. What are you protesting? It was an exhibition.
You
game.
won. You're going to. You rock like a
For
hurricane.
Harrison, chicks like this are plentiful at the Scorpions concerts.
Yeah, you'll find.
Hey,
plenty.
I'm down. I'm down. If I meet a chick like that, she'll keep me entertained all night long. I'm
There you
telling
go. Who needs the damn Germans?
Just keep asking her questions.
Who needs Klaus Barbie up there singing? All right, hold on, Harrison. We'll tell you how to get your prize. And there it is, another successful answering under the influence, courtesy of homeless scientist Seabass. We'll take a pause here. When we return, it is America's most slanted and biased newscast, just a little bit quicker. It's the news sprint with Eric Von Hessler next.
Cause you know welcome anymore. But you're the one who tried to have me with goodbye. You think I crumble.
There it is, the funniest man in St. Martin, Larry Wax.
Were you duetting with Mima Rickman, the lady at first?
No, that's a very nice lady who's invited us to her birthday party.
God bless her.
And she said she's friends with George. And she said, George, please invite your celebrity friend Larry Wax. I listen to him on the radio all the time. It would be wonderful if you come to my birthday party. Little did she know what an entertainment dynamo she was bringing into her party.
She got more than an appearance.
I took over the party. Did I not, George? Tell Eric.
That's right. Now, you did a great job. I mean, Larry indeed is the Wayne Newton of St. Martin.
Wayne, that's what yeah.
And then some.
All-rounder.
I am.
That's right.
I'm like the Danny Gans. I don't know if you know who Danny Gans
Oh, you do some singing, you do some voices, you do it all.
He recently passed away, but he was the go-to guy in Vegas. Nobody knew him outside of Vegas because he sucked.
He wasn't all that great.
It was perfect for Vegas, though. There it is.
Yeah.
And George Stein, of course, the second funniest man in St. Martin, here to answer your calls.
How did he die, by the way, Danny Gans?
Heart attack.
Didn't bore himself to death? Didn't...
It may have. It may have brought on...
It stopped his heart. His heart stopped
Just
beating.
stop it. It was a showstopper. Showstopper. 888-9-REGULAR is the number, 9-REGULAR, 973-4852 for another segment of Ask George Stein. George Stein is a man. He's a very, very, very fine man. He has nice clothes and money. He calls everybody honey. He's wonderful. George Stein. I really think that we can make a case. What's my next move here, George? You own that island, but clearly I have the ability to be one of the top entertainers in that country you call your second home, St. Martin. What's my next step?
George has to buy a big hotel and have a showcase spot.
Can you book me into that Radisson with your friend with the bad toupee?
Yeah, I can. He's got that cheap toupee that you
You
can't.
talking about the one at the top of the hill?
The bottom of the hill.
The bottom. Oh,
Yeah,
down there at the
Radisson.
bottom. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, in the cove.
He's got this rug that, the top doesn't match the sides. And as you're talking to him, you can see the napping of the rug curling up in the front. And
Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like him to book me for a weekend there. One Saturday night, pay for my plane ticket, and put me in a lounge and advertise it and say, Larry Wax, St. Martin's funniest comedian, St. Martin's biggest entertainer, is going to be here, and we'll see what happens.
Absolutely.
And I'll
I'm gonna
play
do
there
that.
exclusively. I'll sign an exclusive Sammy Davis Jr. Rat Pack style
Absolutely.
deal.
That's your hotel. It's the only place you play.
Georgia, the
when
Mo
you're in
Green
St.
is going to
Simon.
get me into the Radisson in St. Martin.
In the Boom Boom Lounge.
I
And we can
absolutely
tape
love
it and play it as a podcast extra for all the listeners here in Atlanta. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Dude, I'm going to book you in my club, St. Martin's funniest comedian, Larry Wax.
Yeah.
Appearing Comedy Nights outside.
Let me
cities.
establish in St. Martin
Yeah.
first.
And
then
you got to
you
go
can-
on radio shows and stuff there. Do they have radio shows?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Go on and...
Island 92.
Yeah. We can make fun of French people. You have to bone up on your French.
Well, it's
and
easy
your
to make-
accents.
it's
Let
easy
me
to make
worry
fun of
about the
French people.
content.
Yeah.
Comedian.
Let me worry about the content.
Hey, contract boy. You just get the contracts,
Yeah.
the business end side.
You be the deal maker.
Contract is Saint Martin.
Which side are you on? Are you on the French side or on the...
He's French. George is.
French side, but of course, you
Yeah.
fool.
They ever go to war, those two sides? What's on the other side of the island?
Dutch.
No.
Dutch, they-
Not anymore.
No.
They used to. They used to meet in the middle and duke
Is
it
there
out
a
with
tree?
sticks.
Where's the dividing line?
There's a
Is it-
tree.
It's a little sign that says, welcome to the French side.
Yeah. Very casual. There's just no government there. And what what I like to do is actually play in a treehouse first, get my chop, and then move to the big stage. That's what you do. You play in a treehouse.
That's when you have a work in progress, right? You work it out,
Yeah.
and then you take it to the big stage.
And I'm gonna
the Radisson.
I'm gonna debut my new character, Alan the gay French hair cutter, who cuts George's hair. Honest to God, George goes. You can see the video on YouTube. George Stein getting his hair cut from the gay French guy in St. Martin, and so that's my new character. I'll just come out like in a dress.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, how can I help you? People love that.
It's absolutely hilarious because you know it's a man in reality, and yet here he is dressed as the opposite sex saying funny things.
Now, if I did that at the Laughing Skull, I'd be booed off the stage. They're more hip and sophisticated.
That's right.
But we're talking about a little Caribbean island.
David Cross has never been there.
Yeah. They haven't had a comedian there since 1674.
And you roll in with an act from 1962, and you're going to just take the whole damn island over.
Look out, Von Meter. Look out.
This hairdresser, my God, he came to the villa and he is so ultra gay.
Tell everybody. I don't think they know what ultra gay is. Tell Eric why he's ultra gay.
Well, he's got his hair dyed blonde.
This is the candles in the wind.
Swishes and
he's a queen.
He performs fellatio right there.
Yeah, you didn't get to the whole part about relations with other men, which is usually the telltale sign.
That is the telltale.
He gives a mean haircut, though, I'll tell you.
Hey, George, would you like something off the side? Hello, George. Oh, let me go with my pink pills. It's all there. You got to see it. It's fantastic.
George,
Anyway,
you're doing the right thing. The blonde with the big breasts will give you a bad haircut. Always go with the gay guy.
Right.
You're doing the right
The
thing.
gay French
Seriously.
guy will give you a better haircut.
But I said bad breath. No, wait a minute. Okay, I figured it out. All right, never mind.
Who are you talking about? The French guy?
The gay hairdressers, they always have bad breath.
They
Give
do.
him a Tic Tac.
Yeah, this,
smell like-
cologne. You ever meet those people where the cologne and the breath are fighting each
Well,
other?
they all smell like camembert cheese and red wine mixed together.
It's very racist, Eric. That's a very racist thing to
It
say.
was homophobic.
I
I don't even know what kind of hater I am
That's
anymore.
what it is. You're some kind of hater.
You're just hate.
Let's get to some calls here. 888-9-REGULAR, 9REGULAR for Ask George Stein. Let's get serious for a second, okay?
People got problems.
We've got one of our Bacon, Georgia listeners, Tracy, on the line. Petitong Tracy.
Petitong, y'all. How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
Well, I have a little dilemma. My son, he's 10 years old, and his father, who I thought was his father, doesn't look like him. And I'm married to him right now, and we're actually about to get a divorce. And the man who I think is his father, I'm just wondering, should I contact him? And I don't know, should I contact him and ask him for child support?
Looking
or
for another tree to sap, are you?
I'm
now,
sorry?
Now, does he
This
look
sounds-
like this other guy?
He does, yeah.
Okay.
I still talk to him. I was dating two guys at the same time.
Whoops.
And
Hey, that's okay. She was just looking at her
It's
options.
okay.
She got pregnant.
Was one of them
Yeah.
Southside Steve by any chance?
no.
No. Okay, you're in Bacon. Right? His reach doesn't extend.
No, he's...
There were a couple trips down there with Rocker where I did bad things. I always sweat it.
Oh, okay. Well, this.
Yeah.
Is
Anyway.
Rocker the father?
Does he look like Marmaduke, your kid? I'm just kidding. I know this is very serious matter. So let me. The story doesn't add up to me, George. There's some.
It's very
It's a pretty ugly situation. Like I was dating two guys at the same time, and it just so happens that I got pregnant. And the man who I thought was the father apparently isn't, because they don't look anything alike.
Now, why would this guy agree to raise this kid with you if it doesn't look anything like him?
Well, we thought it was his. We never took a paternity test.
You give it a few years. The kid doesn't look just like you when it comes, I'll grow into me.
Maybe he'll get my nose when he's 15.
I did do that with my daughter, even though I knew it was mine. I just wasn't sure at first.
Meanwhile, the kid's 10 years old, looks just like the guy across the street, and then it becomes obvious.
Yeah.
Well, the question is does your husband know the guy who you suspect is the father, and is
he's going to be pissed
starting to do a side-by-side comparison test?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't know him.
But does he know he's not the father?
Does the guy know he's not the father? No, not yet.
Okay.
So you're basically saying the guy that you're divorcing, you don't think is the father, and you think this other guy is, and you're wanting to have a test, and if this other guy is, should you put him on the hook for some cash
And can she?
Exactly. Yeah.
Let's forget the moral questions. Can she?
Well, is that possible?
She wants to bring in the bacon and macon.
Yeah.
And so the way you do that, is you have to get a paternity test, and you'd have to file a petition for paternity to prove paternity. And in doing so, the court would order, usually in most cases, a paternity test at an MD's office, and if it matches up, then indeed, yes, you can ask for a court-ordered child support.
Now, what about the other guy? Is he off the hook? Because I thought that, like, once
No,
you were
that's
part
the
of somebody's
thing.
life,
There's still a presumption if he's
Right.
the daddy on the birth certificate, then he still may be on the hook. But then the judge might accept a compelling argument to say that, look, dude number 2 is the daddy, so why don't you lower my commitment now because
right.
But courts have ruled that if you claim parenthood, no matter if
Yes.
you turn out to be the father or not,
you're still on the hook.
on the hook forever.
You are, but he might lower it to $50 a month and let the other guy ramp it up to a higher
Yeah, because the
amount.
kid's got his name, whether he's the dad or not. I mean,
He's
at
still
least
the father.
then,
He's legally the father.
Isn't the father who raises, not the donor? I mean, technically.
I think the birth
Yes.
certificate has a lot to do with it, doesn't it?
That's the presumption too.
Okay.
But
All right. Good luck to you, Tracy.
Okay, thank you.
Close your legs.
Yeah,
For
really.
goodness sakes. Plan better.
Stacy and Marietta Petitong.
Good morning.
What's happening, sweet?
Are you there?
Yeah, well, yeah.
We're here.
Hold on and fix your thing and pull over, and then we'll get back to you. Robert and Noonan.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Petitong.
Petitong to you too, fellas.
What's your question for George Stein?
A friend of mine got their second DUI in 10 years. And the question is, they have custody, or the person has custody of a child, sole custody, and they're worried about going to jail because it's the second time.
well, listen, on a second DUI, second lifetime. You said second in 10 years. Is it second in the lifetime also?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he's endearingly what we call second lifetime, second in 10, and first in 5. And
that's good.
As such, depending on which
This is the
county he
NFL?
got arrested, excuse me?
Go ahead.
Depending on which jurisdiction he got arrested in, I mean, it'd be a good idea for him to fight it because the court, quite frankly, isn't concerned about child care issues. They assume that the gentleman who is the father with sole custody has a couple friends that might be able to accommodate him for
parents,
a few weeks or a month or whatever it may be. But it's something that you should, take care of ahead of time. And the judge usually will be a little bit more forgiving as far as the report time. But this all presupposes that he's just going to plead guilty. And, of course, the way to get out of doing any jail time is to contest the case and win.
So you get a free DUI every 10 years. Is that what...
Well, no, there's...
That's the message I'm getting.
It's not like the Subway sandwich coupon book.
Well, if you do one every 10 years, you're on pretty safe ground. I mean, you may have a hassle.
It's less damning than if it's a second and 5, because the second and 5, the jail time goes up to 90 days.
What if you
Well, the opposing party on the other side of the family, I guess you could say, is saying they're going to try to get a temporary custody because of that.
Well, the court doesn't have to order temporary custody.
That's a separate issue, right?
No, he's saying that is it the mother?
No, it's the father.
No, I'm saying that wants.
Oh, yeah, the mother is doing the
wants
it's
custody.
threatening.
Now they could use that. She could use that in her argument that she should have custody of the child. This guy's out there getting DUIs, right?
Right. Well, listen, the parent, the child with custody of the kid can just say that the parent has permission to take the child and give it to her in writing and to handle any medical emergencies and everything that the child needs to have
No, what
taken
he's
care
saying is she wants to use it against him to get the child back.
Well,
For
listen,
good.
a grandparent's not going to... Are you talking about the real mother?
The real mother is trying to use this against him.
Listen,
That's a separate case.
Let me tell you something. Larry's right. That is a separate case, okay? That is a separate case. And you have to understand that the reason she didn't get custody and that the daddy got sole custody is because she's got to be an incredible mess up.
She's a
huge person
mess. Yeah.
with such a horrible record for her not to have any custody
And you say
whatsoever.
that without knowing her because you know how rare it is that a judge will actually give custody to a father over a mother.
I only know 2 guys with custody of their kids, and their wives did everything but just stand on the sidewalk and sell it.
Well, it points to a lengthy criminal record and the use of drugs and you name it. You name it. She ain't gonna get it.
So I can get 3 DUIs in 30 years. That's good, right? I'm just trying to find the line.
Well, yes, you
once
could.
every 10 years, you're safe.
Once every 10 years? I mean, people want to know.
If you really put your mind to it, I think you could succeed at that if you wanted to. But
okay, I haven't had any. I'm just saying.
I understand.
Like if I had one, I have to wait 10 years to get another one. I'd be okay.
Well, just over 10 years.
Like if I'm celebrating the 10th anniversary of my first DUI and drank a little too much and got caught again, the judge would say, "All right, it's really your first time."
He'd say the old one's got some age on it, and we're really not going to jam you too much on it.
Oh, good.
Although it kind of shows
Good to know.
you never learn your lesson.
True.
Well, it's
30
good to
years
know.
later, you haven't get your third one.
Well, I mean,
what's it take,
If
fella?
you space them out, I think that's reasonable. How about 4 and 40 years? 3 and 40 years. That's pretty good, right? That's good.
We can just tell them you're in show business and you have to drink before you go on.
Right, you got to get ready. I'm about to play the Radisson in St. Martin.
The population of St. Martin is expecting a good show.
All right, last call. We have very little time, so Jimmy and Forsyth, please get right to it. Ask George Stein.
Oh, all right. Well, petite gentlemen, it must be family law day because I got served with some papers that are, requesting child support, and I'm in question whether the child's mine or not. But I did sign the birth certificate, but we've never lived together. The child's only 1 year old, and now I'm faced with, going to court or what? Whose responsibility is it going to be to determine paternity? Is it hers because she's bringing the suit, or is it mine because I'm fighting it?
Well, there's a presumption if you're on record as the daddy that you are, in fact, the daddy, and you carry all the financial responsibilities. And she probably doesn't want to question that. So I would say that you need to get counsel to get that petition for paternity going and to prove it or disprove it. And if it's disproved, then once again you'd probably have a good argument to lessen your responsibility. But
hey, get on it. Don't play defense. Play offense.
Yeah, if you're presumed the father and you're not sure, you need to make sure the test goes down because you might get out of it.
You can't be passive, is what you're saying, right, George? You can't.
Yeah, you can't be passive about it, too.
Right. All right, good luck, Jimmy.
Appreciate it. And thank you, George Stein. You represented me for a DUI down here that got tossed out, so thanks a lot.
Hey, there's a testimonial from a real
There
person.
you go.
Wow. How about that?
You got it.
And when was this DUI?
Oh, God, it was from November of 2008, and it just got tossed out. Your attorney, Brian, called me as I was coming back from the Daytona 500, the first one.
Oh, good.
And,
my trial partner called with the good news. I'm glad. I forgot what county he was in, but...
Well, that's excellent news, and more good news. In 8 years, you can have another one.
That's right. There you go. There you go.
Thank you, Jimmy.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. I hope he's not on the road. Traffic's bad enough. George, thank you so much for your appearance here on today's Regular Guys program.
My pleasure.
George Stein is a man, a very, very, very fine gentleman. He likes the finer things, like frolicking in the nude on the beach. He's fantastic.
Purple.
And he looks good in lavender shirts. George Stein, tell everybody where they can get a hold of you in their time of need.
Well, listen, if you've had an unexpected encounter with the police, anywhere in Georgia or anywhere in Metro Atlanta, Cobb County, Fulton County, Gwinnett County, Coweta County, Forsyth County up and coming, where they arrest everybody.
What about Griffin, Georgia?
Yeah, we go there too. I also go to Macon all the time.
Yeah,
so,
come on. What about the other Buckhead? Out 20.
That's that little place, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to call somebody else up there.
So if you have that unexpected encounter with the police, call me, 404-681-4000, or simply log on to georgestein.com. If you're one of my brothers and sisters who rides a bike and somebody causes you to lay that bike down, I certainly take that personally because I ride a bike. Go to steelhorselaw.com or simply call us at 404-522-1000 for all your motorcycle and car accident needs.
Thank you, Giorgio. And speaking of drinking, we have our fantastic drunk game, Answering Under the Influence, coming up. We have row 3 Scorpions tickets for July 14th, Wednesday at Verizon Wireless Amphitheater. 888-9-REGULAR. 888-9-REGULAR, 973-4852. We need a Mel and a female caller. Plus, Seabass, filling in for Mixmaster Mark, has a douchebag update, and we'll dip it in the email bucket. It's all coming your way next. All right, let's get to this right now. Let's get some douchebag points.
Douchebag.
In the hopper.
He's Mr. Douchebag.
There he is, the Polish musket, old Rape Eyes himself, who just got a horrible haircut.
What a bullet
What's
head.
wrong with this hair? This is a good haircut. It's a very good haircut, actually.
It's very nice, Lex.
You look like you have the
Hold on, let me take my
bangs
headphones
of Herman Munster.
No, they're feathered.
Who cut it? David Walker?
The gay guy over at Famous Hair on Lindbergh Station.
He's no better than bisexual. But that haircut, I can tell you that is not a true gay
What
hairstylist.
he did is he didn't use scissors at all. He took this little tool.
Uses his teeth. Flowbee. It's called a Flowbee.
No, it's a tool. It's kind of like a straight razor with little grooves in it. And you just pull at the hair, and it cuts it at kind of angles. So when you have very thin and straight hair like I do, you need sort of a little bit of texture in it, or else it looks like a bowl.
It's like ice and a cake of hair.
He did. I thought this is the best haircut I've actually gotten in a while. Thank you very much.
What is that called? The tool?
It's called the cool, hip, urban guy that I am.
The cool, hip, urban man.
Yeah, but your hairline... you know what we got to do?
It
We
is
got to take a
feathering,
picture.
though. I do see the feather.
We got to take a picture of Deborah, if you could do this in a spare moment, take a picture of Seabass. And I know you want to do this because you're laughing your ass off. You know I'm right. Deborah hates Seabass. So don't do that.
I've had headphones on. I got to fluff it out.
If you have get a picture of Seabass with his bangs, with the way they were just matted against his head.
Well, that's the head.
And then side by side with a picture of Herman Munster, you'll notice that the bangs are very similar.
I have these antique headphones, and if I had some nice new ones, maybe that wouldn't happen.
Oh, no. That's because everybody was given headphones when they got their job here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I had a better salary, I could go buy some.
Yeah, I was issued mine.
You just got a raise.
That's true. It kicks in the 15th, and I'm buying my ticket to New York City so I can get the hell out of here.
The money, I'm going to leave you.
I'm going to go work for Leslie Fran.
I'm trying to get a job with Leslie Fran.
Big banks in Manhattan.
It's all about the music. It's all about the music, that station there. All about the music and being a drunk bald guy who hosts the show.
All right, who has douchebag points?
Come on.
Well, speaking of unfair pilings on of Seabass, this morning around 6:05, Larry, you were doing an excellent job of introducing the karaoke clip of you down in St. Martin, which I have loaded into the system now.
Right.
But when you were introducing it, you went to Tim Andrews and you said, hey, why is the clip not in the system already? And he said this.
When can we expect to get that loaded in?
When Seabass checks his email.
Oh, Seabass, where the hell is he? It's the show. What?
First time hearing of it.
It was the first time hearing of it because he never sent it to me. I checked my emails from Tim Andrews for the past 48 hours, and he did not send me that clip.
Oh, my goodness. Was you caught in a lie?
And he blamed it on me.
Tim Andrews, were you caught in a little bit of a lie there?
A fib.
Well, if you'd like me to peel back the layer even more, before the show started, I said, Larry, that won't be ready until about 6:30.
Lawrence.
He did say that. I can testify.
All right.
And
I just give you the right to lie on air.
yeah, doesn't
Sure
throw
it
me
does.
under the bus.
I'm not going to throw Larry under the bus on the air.
Larry needs some of that.
No, I do not.
Well, yes, you do, because this happens quite frequently.
I do not need my authority questioned by a mere Tim Andrews.
Well, if it's going to screw up the show like that, then I think it should.
Do you think David Letterman's producer in the middle of a show goes, hey, Letterman, you screwed up, you jack off?
Well, you know what, Letterman...
he doesn't blame it on the stage manager
Letterman,
either.
Letterman doesn't call out the third guest first for no reason when he knows he isn't ready yet. He doesn't call out the comedian or the band as the first guest.
And if he did, he should be called on it.
Thank you.
Since Mixmaster Mark is not here, I'm going to have to intervene since I'm a third party. And Eric, you can chime in because I got to vote... Seabass has the douchebag point for not loading it in.
What
do you think, Steve?
If I could vote, Seabass is not douchey on this one. He's
not.
I was entirely not involved with the process.
You know what? I'll tell you what. The haircut's pushing it over the edge for me. Douchebag.
No, hold on. All right.
This is a good haircut.
Tim gets a point. Larry gets half a point. Truth be told,
I think that's
you
fair,
get half
Steve.
a point. Because Tim
Larry or
told you
Seabass?
No, Tim told you the segment wasn't ready. You just went to it. But then again, it's not easy when you're hosting and you're sitting there and you're caught up in it.
Right, you're hosting. You want stuff to be there.
Right.
I shouldn't have to ask.
But your producer told you, so I'd only say half a point to you, and then
Okay.
Tim would get a full point. Seabass shouldn't get any on this.
And I have a good haircut.
Have you seen the hair?
But based
It's
on
a
the
good
hair,
haircut.
the haircut gets a douchebag point.
Absolutely.
Lily.
This is solid.
What does the chat room have to say?
They can't see me.
Well, get on
I gotta
camera.
go stand behind Steve or something.
Come
Nice.
over here with me.
Cuddle over with Steve.
Oh, great.
I'm curious to see. I'm going to monitor the chat room right now. See what they say.
Don't be.
Well, I can't have it matted down by the head.
There you go.
Don't play with your hair. Don't fluff it.
Why not? That's the way.
Because it's not accurate. You're misrepresenting
It's
your
like
hair.
saying Brett Favre, his hairdo when he takes off his football helmet is the same as it is when he's walking down the street. Of course not.
So now you're Brett Favre?
Nice.
Douchebag point right there. That's the worst analogy. What? You went to Georgia Tech for that analogy?
That was a perfectly good analogy.
Obviously didn't take analogy class.
It's like saying your bedhead when you wake up at 6 a.m. is the same as 6 p.m. No, of course.
Get in that chat room, Larry. There's some great comments.
I can't get in. It's packed now. What are they saying?
All right, let's see.
There's computers.
Who cut his hair? Stevie Wonder?
Hardy har.
The Polish queer musket. What a queer monkey. Schoolboy bitch. Still douchey.
Go back to fluffing Seabass.
He looks like he went to tech.
Oh, that's very smart. I have a big head.
Soft, shiny, and rapey.
See, look, that looks nice. That's decent.
Soft, shiny, and rapey.
Look at me.
I actually made a point of getting the guy's business card because I think he did an excellent job feathering.
Yeah, I'll bet you did.
Oh, yes. You're going to be able to find me in 1986.
Actually, 80.
He was he totally butched it up for me. You know how gay guys when they.
Here's another comment. He's got an eggplant head. His boyfriend likes it, and he is fat.
How about the one above that?
You gave us some weight there.
He'll delete all of these when he gets back around the other side.
Feathered hair is for queers, says Applesauce Juice.
And for guys
I
who
see
get
that
laid.
he's working on being a male stripper.
More forehead than Mount Rushmore.
Yes. Well, that's always been that way since I was a little kid.
Hitchcock could shoot a scene on that head.
head.
Feathering, where is Chachi? OJ head, says Chef Bry.
Nothing wrong with that.
All he needs is a van with blacked out windows to sit
A van
outside.
has UV tinting.
Elementary.
Yeah, it's in the back. It's all.
Isn't there a compliment in there somewhere?
The hair matches the van, says Donut Justice.
Sex.
All right,
I don't get that. That's
back to your post.
That's a bad joke. I don't get it.
He's another guy.
I'll just go back to my post and censor these.
It's another guy who's poor as hell, gaining weight. It's weird.
It's the starches. That's what.
I guess.
Yeah, starches. They're cheap. Why is he moving his head like a peacock?
That's how he always moves.
It's true.
He moves like a pigeon, you know.
It's not as bad as Steve's. What's
Let's take that.
Oh, here we go.
Let the hate come in.
Here comes the hate.
Bring it.
Here comes the band hammer.
You enjoyed it until they came for you, right?
I
Steve?
don't care.
All right, well, Seabass gets 2 douchebag points there. Anything else?
Well, I think no, and I declined those because this is a good haircut.
Declined.
I can't decline them.
We'll have more
movies
later
on
on.
that forehead.
Tim Andrews throwing me under the bus for no reason, I think, is the leader.
All right, well, you're wrong. You're in the lead. Tim has half a point. I have half a point. We'll continue this
You
later
usually
in
have to
the
go
show.
to Cabbage Town to see foreheads like
And you get
that.
another point for removing 8 people in like 1 minute.
Look at that.
They should have been disruptive to
Remove-
the chat room.
What do you think? We're watching it.
Oh, he did remove.
They're probably spamming. Probably from Kid Craddock's show or
8
something.
spammers in a row, right? Just as we're talking about your haircut.
They can tell when I'm not there.
Remove 8 in a row. Remove my regular guys. Remove my regular guys. Remove my regular guys. Look at you. You're shameless. 2 more. Remove my regular guys. What did they say?
Just watch Kid Craddock.
Stop banning.
Okay. Well, that removing's different than banning. I just deleted their comment. They're still in the room.
Stop deleting. Stop. I don't want to see another remove by regular guys on this screen in the next 20
Look,
minutes.
Seabass is awesome with a Z. I like that.
Seabass,
Get rid of that guy.
You queer douche. He's going to be gone. There he goes.
But see, they can also type remove by regular guys themselves, so it looks like they were actually banned. So they're
Wrong.
fake. No, they can. The guy just did it. The guy just did it.
Oh, yeah. Big Fat Nick just did.
See.
All right. Seabass, thank you so much for your insights and your poor behavior.
And your haircut.
And your haircut. We'll take a pause here.
God bless.
We'll take a pause. Put down the microphone.
God bless.
Answering Under the Influence is next.
TRG.
Welcome back to the Regular Guys Show. Herman, shut up and sit down, please. Thank you. It's enough.
Oh, you wouldn't believe it.
You lecture Steve about politics during the break, and Steve can't get out of it. It's like a vortex. Steve's in a spiral. He can't get out of.
I learned that liberals are commies.
Did you learn that?
I got that part down, and I got that he's a conservative. He's not a Republican, but he has no choice but to vote Republican.
I know. And we've heard it all 30 times.
You see.
30 million times.
I'm not
And-
voting for Republicans anymore.
He doesn't believe that Lee Harvey Oswald was able to take that shot at Kennedy with that rifle.
Well,
His
he's
father owns one, and it will
Big
not
an
shoot
idiot
straight.
as you are.
No, I don't believe he shot him.
Nice talk.
LBJ did it.
888-9-REGULAR, 9REGULAR, 973-4852 as we head into the waning moments of the Regular Guys show and search for the final caller of the show. Coming up this week, we have female-to-male transgendered comedian Ian Harvey. I know it'll be fun.
My son's name is Ian.
Yeah, well, there you go. Good job, Von Hassler. All right, gubernatorial candidate Karen Handel. I hope they're not in at the same time. I wouldn't know how to handle that. As a host, I don't have the experience to host that. I hope they're separated. Also, comedian Dave Coulier and porn star Password with the lovely Katsuni. And so much more this week on the Regular Guys show. Let's go to the phones here now. And then Seabass will present us with the Douchebag of the Show award. This is Jason in Atlanta, Petitong.
Petitong, guys.
What's going on?
Well, I know that y'all are big fans of the viral videos that start going around, and I was wondering if y'all had seen this one about the epic rainbow guy.
Tim Andrews is a big fan of viral videos. We've started a few ourselves, and Tim Andrews is always finding them. And you're requesting a viral video.
Well, yeah, it's been on YouTube and a couple of the other sites that I know I've heard Tim talk about. I was just wondering if he had seen it.
I know you're talking about the epic rainbow man. It's the guy
Explain.
he sees a double rainbow.
Yeah.
And which is pretty amazing. If you saw it, you go, wow.
I would.
This guy really, really, really overreacts to seeing a double rainbow.
All right, do you have that racked up?
It's a double rainbow all the way. Whoa, that's a full rainbow. All the way. Double rainbow. Oh, my God.
You ever heard this?
It's a double rainbow all the way. Whoa! Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Oh my God! Woo! Oh, wow! Oh, my God, look at that. It's starting to even look like a triple rainbow.
Let's not get greedy.
It's so bright. Oh, my God, it's so
What's he
bright
on?
and
I want to
vivid.
get some.
Oh!
I don't know, but I feel like we just slept with him and it's creeping me out.
Ah! It's so beautiful.
It sounds like mescaline to me.
Herman, make yourself useful. Get Tim Andrews through here. I want to find out who this guy is.
My front yard.
Now he's losing it.
Who is this guy, Tim?
That's awesome.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's some hippie who was camping in the Sierra.
Oh, just some random hippie?
Yeah, I mean, he posted it to YouTube, and as those things get picked up...
So he's alone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it goes on for 5 minutes, man.
And he's just filming it by himself and crying.
Oh, wow!
Have you ever said that about anything since you've been, I don't know, 15?
Yes, but not a rainbow.
Yeah.
Not
oh
a rainbow.
My God, it's so bright and vivid.
No, like, I tell you, a good chocolate chip cookie will put me... The vegan peanut butter cookies at Whole Foods put me in such a
We'll
frame.
get a viral video of Larry at Sweet Tomatoes.
I'm going to do that today.
Go today.
I saw a boob.
Oh, my God! So great! Oh! We need to make that video.
Have you watched it yet? Because you got to see his face.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like he's having an orgasm for 5 minutes. It was a triple rainbow.
Wow. What drug do you think he's on?
It's got to be mescaline. I'm saying mescaline.
Mescaline, Eric?
No, because he has other camping videos. He is one with a woman, and they're looking at a river, and they're doing the same thing.
Oh, do we have that?
No, it's new. It just came out. It's
Oh,
not
it
as
just came
pronounced as this one. And there's remixes now, by the way, too.
Mushrooms, maybe? I mean,
mushrooms. That sounds...
Do we have Sarah Palin? She was responding to something like that. When she was
Oh, my gosh.
Let's listen to them together.
It makes my taco pop.
Oh, my God, it's so bright and vivid.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, it's so bright and vivid.
Oh, my gosh.
Attention, libtards. I mean, I saw a boob job one time. He did that too. But, you know.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God, it's so bright and vivid.
It makes my taco pop.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a great mix down. Seabass, we ought to go to Whole Foods and film me or you or somebody going nuts over a vegan peanut butter cookie.
Give me a little bit of money, Larry.
Little candid camera action. I'm down with that, Larry.
No money.
All he smells
No
is
money
a free
required.
lunch. He smells a free lunch.
This is David in Johns Creek, Petitong.
Petitong, guys.
Do you have a position in the Johns Creek government?
Oh, yeah.
What are you, the king of Johns Creek, the duke of...
It's just an ambassador.
Ambassador, okay.
Hey, are you sure that guy that was a double rainbow guy wasn't the census worker that Seabass interviewed? God.
That could be.
I was actually calling in reference to the hatred between, actually, I guess, Herman and Seabass.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. But I was thinking, when it gets old with the Bitch Slap Trivia, why don't y'all try maybe like just individual dodgeball tournaments between them two?
Ooh, that might be fun.
I could do that. Or how about we find like a random non-skilled labor job and see which one of us gets it first? So I've gotten several jobs while working on this show.
You know, that idea is so compelling. I can't not see a promo being made out of that.
Who's
going to get the unskilled job first?
Get a dishwasher or something. I bet you I could beat Herman on 9 out of 10.
Let's stick with the dodgeball. Let's look at that. Herman, would you play Seabass in one-on-one dodgeball?
Sure.
Herman is a dodgeball.
Wow.
How do you play one-on-one dodgeball? You just stand there and just throw it at each other? And
Get a smaller court. So
Can we play it with bowling balls, Larry?
No, tennis balls. I say we play
Oh,
with tennis.
yeah. No, baseball.
Golf balls.
Oh,
softball.
Damn.
With softballs? Yeah, something hard. Herman, would you agree to play with a golf ball?
Sure.
Do a racquetball.
Anything for the show, Larry.
How about paintball? Paintball would hurt without padding. The two of you going
Too
at
much
each
equipment.
Yeah, too much work.
You can't see the pain on the person's face.
Yeah.
Roman candle fight.
Roman candle? Ooh, that's a good idea.
How about a
Racquetball.
Racquetball.
a duel.
Would you?
Racquetball would kill Herman.
No, a golf ball is lethal. How about, would you two agree to play dodgeball in a small room, like we can do it in the conference room?
Yeah, you could definitely do it in there.
With a racquetball. That's just hard enough to make a mark.
It'll sting.
Oh,
Not lethal.
Can I come and watch?
Why don't you
Yeah,
arm
we
wrestle?
might. Maybe we'll sell tickets to listeners.
What about an arm wrestling competition?
Yeah, it's too.
He's got those nubby little arms. He's got better leverage.
Yeah, it's too boring. We need something more dynamic.
I'm also a lot stronger, too.
That's not true.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, that is true.
Let's do it right now. You want to throw down, you two, in arm wrestling?
I'll do it.
All right, come on.
Over on
get
Eric's
here.
table.
He's
Get
got
over here.
retard strength. Look out, Seabass.
Y'all could always leg
I
wrestle.
worked out in 6 weeks, but that's all right.
All right, here we go.
It's going to happen.
To mess up my feathered bangs.
Wow. And there she goes. Deborah sneaks one in.
The regular gal.
Can we see this?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, you ready? Is this on regularguys.com, Seabass?
Yes, sir.
Y'all want to lock in?
Here we go. Lock in. Here we go.
Oh, he's bending the wrist already.
Get your elbow up on there so it's fair.
Look at the wrist.
Herman should have worn his muscle shirt.
I got it. Ready?
Still twisting.
Here we go.
Hang on one second. Got to get music for it. Hang on.
Little Rocky.
I think over the top. Do we
Over
have
the
any
top. That's what we're
Well,
searching
what was the
for.
over-the-top music?
Deborah's got it.
This is over. I'm coming again.
All right.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah. Go ahead.
And Seabass. Oh, Herman is faltering. Herman is bending his wrist. I think that's illegal.
No, he's doing it right.
Oh!
The table over.
He pulled the table over.
He was losing. He
I
pulled
don't
the
know, boy. That was he had you though. He got
control.
the jump on you,
No,
Seabass.
Seabass was totally in control.
What?
Herman was.
I was closer, man. Seabass's
Seabass's
wrist
arm was down until Seabass
totally
pushed
back.
the table onto Herman.
All right, try it again.
Yeah, do it again. That was draw.
Rematch.
Herman, how do you
Come on,
feel?
Herman.
Come on, Herman.
Do your other
He's
arm.
out of breath. He's tired.
What's the matter?
I saw that one coming. He was losing strength fast. I just had to wait for him to lose.
He's losing breath.
What's the matter?
See, your problem is
I wonder if Steve could beat him.
stamina. Stamina is your problem, Herman.
Steve versus Herman or Seabass?
Seabass. Herman's dead for the rest of the show.
Herman, what happened?
All right, come on.
Steve, he's got much longer.
He's so tired he can't even walk to the microphone.
I
This is how tired he
rotated
is.
No, that was a draw. That was.
Seabass was right though. All he had to do was wait Herman out. He was going to lose. He was going to lose his
He doesn't have
energy.
the wind. I told you, got to lose 80 pounds, dude. It's affecting
Yeah.
everything, even arm wrestling.
I didn't
told
even
me.
win, and he's going to gloat for the rest of the day.
At least I don't have a bad haircut. Mine's frosted.
I got a home.
I want to see Steve versus. Seabass.
a home.
So do
All
I.
right, Steve, let's
Steve,
do
you
this.
got arms. Come on, man.
Do we have time, or do we have
yeah,
to
we
save
got
this
time.
for tomorrow?
We'll do it right now.
All right, let's do it real quick.
he's got the leverage on me.
All right, Steve and Seabass going to go at it now.
Straight into judge.
I predict Seabass will lose.
All right, gentlemen. Good clean here. Now let's go. Go!
Move out of the way. I can't see. You're still in the way.
Seabass is letting him win.
Still in the way.
I know.
All right, come on, Steve.
Ah!
Oh, Steve puts down Seabass.
To be fair, I wouldn't have mattered in.
What?
No.
That would have been a real wrestling win because Steve's elbow was sliding through the table, gaining advantage. In real wrestling, you got a pad you got to stay on, which Steve didn't do. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, well, you had the same disadvantage.
Yeah, you were on the same table.
Yeah.
I may have lost twice, but I really won.
Expert on.
Well, you beat Herman. That's the key. All right, this is Brent in Mableton, Petitong.
Petitong.
What's going on?
I wanted to let you guys know about an interesting conversation I had with the Prolixis lady.
What is the Prolixis lady? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the I was calling about their pill for my.
Is this an advertiser?
Yeah, it's an advertiser.
Okay, well,
for,
we're not going
It's an advertiser, the regular guys.
we're not going to. We
They're
love them.
great.
Right. We're not going to get into this, Brent.
Can't
You're-
go there.
You're the final caller of the show, though, so I'll give you the prize to shut up.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I don't want to know what happens.
Hey, you
with-
want to hear what happened to me at McDonald's the other day?
Hey, regular guys, you want us to call in and tear the lid off of your advertisers? No, really, no. They're good people. They have good products. If you don't like them, don't buy them. That's all I can say to you on that. I don't want to know what secret conversations you're having. Why don't you tape them and send it to the FBI? What do I care? Douchebag. All right, he's the final caller of the show, and he gets passes to see the Rock 100.5 premiere of Inception starring Leo DiCaprio. And now let's find out who is the douchebag of the show. Sebastian.
My hands are all greasy from arm wrestling Herman.
Oh, really?
Very, very swety palms.
It's actually on me now.
Herman's a very clammy dude.
That's not sweat.
I was loading piglets into a truck this morning.
For my friend.
My millionaire pig farmer friend.
He gives me odd jobs.
The other day I had to clean out the sty and shovel all the pig poop. I don't care.
Hey, in this economy,
It's all about freedom.
gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, speaking of America and the economy, Eric brought up how useless the mail is, and see if anyone believes Steve when he says this.
What I get out of the mail is just junk.
A lot of people still don't trust the online thing. I run into that a lot, you know.
At
I
their
do
own
some
peril.
things
How
that
about-
way and some things I mail.
What would
I
you
still
not
do
trust?
both. I don't know, just everything's on in a computer. All of a sudden, somebody could get all your information.
A lot of people. Like, my friend has a problem. My friend. What if my friend had herpes?
Okay, it was me, man.
That
was me. I don't do anything online. I lick and stick all month long. I mail out 20 things a month. And yes, the stamp thing, I just bought a bunch. And
Why
it
are you so
concerns
afraid
me.
of doing stuff online?
I mean,
it's like, come on,
That
really?
information is
It's not
out there.
1996.
I think people like in the
Even my
beginning,
dad.
people didn't even want to like spend money online. They were afraid of what they're But
It
it's
was
like-
new.
My point is, what you'd rather give it to the person at nothing against Walmart or Kroger or anything, but you're giving your number to a human being there.
Right.
They could just the same steal the number
Yeah,
or
but they
do
can't
anything.
read. That's exactly what I said to my dad one time. Old man Pickle knows 5 years ago when he got his first computer. He's finally getting with the program. Why don't you buy it online? Who knows who's getting that number? I said, but you give your credit card to a pimply-faced teenager
Right.
at Target, right? To get your prescriptions. No problem there. And then he's, oh, yeah, you're right.
Well, a waiter at a restaurant, you don't know him either, but you give him the
Yeah.
card.
He could be skimming. Who knows?
The banks aren't just institutions; they're full of people. They know your checking account number.
The online thing. It's like saying, people are afraid of cell phones.
Well,
like
hey,
telephone, telephone through the air thing. No, someone might steal your signal.
Prince said yesterday
I've
the
done-
internet's over.
Huh?
Prince said yesterday the internet is basically over.
Right.
So
well.
just stick around long enough, it'll come back to you.
Tech expert Prince.
I'm down with telegraph, Larry, but wireless telegraph?
I don't know about
Ain't
that.
right. Ain't right.
I don't know.
I'll keep it a dot dash.
I know.
That's the way I roll.
Going from coal to diesel on the trains ain't going to work.
What's this automobile, man? What's wrong with the buggy?
I'm old school. You're
Still
right.
get there in a buggy.
Oh, you and
What's
your
wrong with the
horseless
whip?
carriage.
Yeah, man.
Once it gets cold, you can't have sex with the car.
Guitar bands are a fad.
This is a good excuse for Steve to talk to young hotties, though. Like, for instance, when he's in some kind of World Cup soccer poll right now, some kind of round robin, but he always has to have one of the hottie interns do all the work for him online because he doesn't know what's going on.
And that's why things end up being misspelled on Southside Steve's and everything.
Well, that would happen either way.
How do you spell check, Sebastian?
So who is the douchebag of the show?
Tim Andrews for throwing me under the bus earlier by saying that I didn't load that audio.
When can we expect to get that loaded in?
When Seabass checks his email.
Oh, Seabass. Where the hell is he? It's the show. What?
First time hearing of it.
That email never did come, and it never has come.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that means the douchebag of the show is Seabass once again. Tim, of course, in second place.
Oh,
there we go.
I'll never win anything.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, that is the time allotted for us today. We're done.
Am I still winning the Creep Award? Because I want to throw some information out there that people might not know.
Hold on a second. Let's check the poll one last time before we leave the airwaves today.
We'll just take it over the top or maybe minus some off. Or you have no idea.
What are you
I just want people to know that one time when I was sitting around with Tim Andrews, he just declared to the world, I'm into butt play. That's all I'm saying. I'm throwing it out there.
When was that?
I don't know.
We were in the office one time.
I'll say it again. I'm into butt play.
Well, that was in the office. The listeners don't hear that.
I just want to throw a little context into this creepy contest.
They heard it now.
All right, well, maybe that'll factor in. I don't know, but the latest update is this. Who is the creepiest person on the Regular Guys show? The leader with 39%, Eric Von Hessler. Seabass in second with 35%. Then the distant third is Southside Steve with 11. Larry Wax with 4. No, Herman from Dunwoody with 8. 4% to Wax and then 2% to Tim Andrews. So, Eric, you're still in the lead as the creepiest member of the Regular Guys show. We'll continue this tomorrow morning starting at 6 a.m. with a brand new episode. But until then, this is Larry Wax, Southside Steve Rickman, Senator Von Hessler, Campbell's...
Who's not into butt... I'm sorry.
Campbell's Chunky Tim Buttplay Andrews.
Yeah, come on.
And the rest. Saying Petitong, everybody. Please don't step on down power lines. Careful. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
Oh my God, it's so bright and vivid.